Yo. My fault,
Yo,
y'all. I know we late. I know we
Yo,
late. I know we late. But if, if you know, you see why I'm late. I had to bring a special guest, man. I had to bring my guy, man, the homie Reese Allen,
good man. What's good, man? You know, I ain't
what
that
up?
special. I ain't that special just yet. I ain't that special.
bro. But you know, it's like this. The thing about it, it's like you on that trajectory. This pod started at Syracuse. This started at Syracuse University, and
Yeah.
now you at Syracuse University, and
Mm-hmm.
you're here specifically because we got a Syracuse University insider in the building,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll let you chill for football season because everybody know how
Yeah,
that.
that we don't even want to talk about that jump.
No, we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But Reese just told us he had a real broadcast and digital journalism day, man. He ain't leave the building till 5 a.m. He said this morning. Only got about 5 hours of sleep. Girls game went to overtime tonight. It sound like you know what I'm saying? It sound like you got a lot going on, man. Appreciate you for being here, but tell us how your Syracuse experience is going, man. And for those that don't know, me and Reese went to Morehouse together too. Now he at Syracuse. This is my boy right here.
Yeah, yeah. Just like I was about to say, man. Like coming from Morehouse, this is a completely different perspective. I'm gonna be honest. I don't learn more in about 4 5 months than I learned in my 4 years at Morehouse, and I'm being so serious when I say that. Shout out to Morehouse, like not to discredit nothing that I learned there. You know, like that was the groundwork that they built. But in the grand scheme of things, in this sports industry, and also in digital broadcast and journalism and all that stuff, it's a different beast, man. That I feel like we were lacking a lot of the nuances at Morehouse that we never got. You know how to use cameras, the softwares for editing, EMPS, like all the little intricacies of journalism. We didn't have none of that, so I had to get taught that as soon as I got here, and kind of just all right. Once you learn it for the first time, now you got to get the ball rolling. So man, I'm adjusting well though. You know me, like I ain't never gonna just lay down and just say, oh, I don't know how to do it and give up. So we rolling, we rolling. We take some punches and we keep rolling, bro.
I'll say I don't think you're wrong. It does sound crazy to say because everybody like, yo, like what you mean you learn more in 4 months in Syracuse than you did in 4 years at Morehouse.
Yeah.
It's really that Morehouse taught us a lot of baseline journalism stuff. They didn't because and it's not Morehouse's fault. We had great teachers. We just lacked the resources that Syracuse has as far as just camera equipment, stuff like that. Like it's not that we learned a lot at Morehouse, but once this is like the perfect next step because we learned how to be journalists at Morehouse, and then you get to Syracuse and you learn the technical part of it. I felt like you learn the technical, like, yo, this is how you use the camera. This is how you tell a story on camera. Because we learn how to be great writers. We learn how to be great writers at Morehouse. But Syracuse was definitely that next step where, I can be in front of the camera. I can be on TV. I can do all of that. But that's enough of that, man. Reese, you know what you're here for.
Yeah, I know what I'm here for. I know what I'm here for, man.
SU football. It's been a long year. You've been up there. You've been there. It's
Mm-hmm.
snowing outside right now, probably. It's probably cold. It's a cold, dreary winter right there out there right now because of SU football. Tell me what you saw this year. Tell me what you experienced. Tell me what you heard.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? And this is gonna sound very crazy, looking at how the season unfolded and all those things. The one thing I definitely can take away from this football year is regardless of the results of this year, the team in terms of like their relationships with each other, like they really love each other and they really actually mess with each other. Like I feel like that's a lot of people aren't really going to understand that because they see a bad record, so they're probably going to think the locker room is bad and it's some animosity in between players and such and such. These guys like actually like go out together and they chill together. They go to the gym together. They hit the town together. They'll go to the weight room together. Like they do everything together. They're interconnected and they're also all bought in to the program. I know Fran Brown and his how would you say theatrics kind of gives people either you're really high on him or really low on him, but everybody is bought into what Fran Brown tells them and his vision for this program. And that's why people are staying. Like a lot of people are staying for this next year coming up because they understood that, they bit the bad side of the apple with a lot of the injuries they had. Steve Angeli goes down with a torn Achilles after going into Death Valley and beating Clemson, which albeit out, like we know Clemson was down this year, but that's something SU hasn't done in a very, 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 very long time, if ever, if I'm correct, if ever.
Yeah, it's been since like before our parents was born.
My point exactly, right? And to that, people see that game and know that, okay, we know what we have. It's just, again, we got very unlucky with a lot of injuries. We had to play a lot of freshmen this year, a lot of first-year guys who were here just at Syracuse. So it's going to be different. It's going to be different. Now, I will say, even with Steve, when he was playing at a high level, the offense wasn't the same from last year, and everybody knows that, right? Like Kyle McCord, Gadsden, like all those guys, they were NFL talent, obviously, right? So when your offense drops off, you kind of expose what the defense was showing last season. Last season, they weren't a good defense. It's just they were scoring a lot of points, so it was covering that up. This year, we're not scoring no points, so now that's why you're seeing the 38s to 3s, the 36 to 6s, or
70 to 7. I can't let that go.
That.
I can't even let that one go.
But that's my point, though, is the shift from last year to this year is going to be a drop off because of the loss of talent that we had, and then also adding on injuries on top of that. Like we already weren't going to be as good as we were last year. Like that's just kind of the consensus of a lot of people in the media realm that was covering Syracuse that was thinking that. Now, recent events that have occurred, obviously from today and then moving a couple days back with signing the rapper Tusi coming to Syracuse and mixed feelings about Calvin Russell not officially committing to Syracuse yet. It does worry some people. Personally, my personal opinion, I believe that Calvin Russell was trying to make sure that Steve Angeli is going to be ready to play next season before he really commits to come here, because
I got a different take, but I'll let you finish.
I'm gonna be honest. It's, to me, I believe it's somewhere along those lines, just because like we all know receivers. They want to get the ball. We want to contribute to the game by any means possible, right? And I also want, as my receiver, the quarterback who's under the center to be able to get me the ball or be the best guy for me as for my development and the team's success as well. We've seen Syracuse this season. Quarterback play was bad when Steve Angeli went out. That's just a fact.
I think saying bad is even being nice.
It's me
it's
being
an
nice,
understatement.
and I'm just trying to I'm not for one that's going. I'm gonna just get straight to the point. It was bad. It was terrible, right? And you can look up the numbers to back it up and tell me I'm wrong, right? You can say that it was a team thing. You can say that it was receivers not on the same connection with the quarterback, or they were thrown into the fire. Whatever you want to say, the production wasn't there. Whatever you want to say. So I can imagine, or I believe that, he's looking at that. He's seeing that. I really do think he really does love the Syracuse program. But I also think he wants to make sure that, okay, do I love this program enough to believe that either Steve is going to be healthy for me and healthy for this team to be successful, or am I going to have to pivot and say, I love Syracuse, but I just can't because it's not the best business decision for me and my future. That's what I believe is the consensus of maybe why he's waiting. And it's still not a definite, like, him doing this doesn't mean he's not coming to Syracuse.
Yeah, for sure.
He can very well still sign Friday and all is good, right? So that's my take on, I think, that situation. The whole Tusi thing, I've heard chatter that he was a preferred walk-on. That's what I've been hearing.
I heard the same thing.
I mean,
yeah, I heard he wasn't taking a scholarship spot.
Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
let's be real. He wasn't taking the scholarship spot.
And people got to understand, man, he's coming home. But this is what I did want to say about the Calvin Russell thing. And I said it in the chat earlier today. Two things. I think one, you're right. Steve Angeli does have a lot to do with it. Two, did everybody see what happened with the OSU wide receivers coach today? Everybody see where Brian Hartline took a job? Now, no matter how you feel, whether you think LSU or OSU is wide receiver you, they're both they one and two, they interchangeable, however you feel about it. Which means Brian Hartline is the head of that, right? Calvin Russell is from Florida. Brian Hartline just took the head coaching job at the University of South Florida. I think that there is some merit to the fact that we've seen that's Calvin Russell is not the first wide receiver that we've seen push back his commitment today. I've seen a good, I seen a good 6 or 7 wide receivers push back today. And I think it's interesting that arguably the best wide receiver coach in college football right now, who's sent the top guys, Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, all of those guys, to the league. Chris Olave, he sent all of those guys to the league, and now he's finally getting his shot to be a head coach. And in the case of Calvin Russell, it just so happens to be that he's going to be a head coach in the same state that Calvin Russell is from. Now, the other interesting thing that happened, well, it was 2 more interesting things. First, his agent came out and made a tweet that said he was still 100% committed to Syracuse. Take it for what it's worth. Calvin Russell then, after he made his big speech at the signing day or whatever at his school, he got on live and he threw up the U. So I think it's a lot going on. I couldn't imagine being a 5-star wide receiver from Florida right now with the world at your palms, the world at your fingertips, and every coach in America probably calling you like, yo, I seen you push back from the table. What you trying to do? That being said, I think it doesn't bode well for Syracuse, and here's why. As much as we love Fran Brown, this is what we know about Fran Brown. We know that Fran Brown does not do bidding wars. And the bigger problem is going to turn into, while Calvin Russell has pushed back his commitment, all that does is let other schools know is that he's unsure, which means only thing I got to do is call you. Only thing I got to do is call you and say, hey, bro, what they giving you? I'll match it. And if I'm him, I'm looking at the situation like, well, Miami gonna match it. Brian Hartline of USF gonna match it. Florida gonna match it. LSU gonna match it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's UCF. A lot of UCF. There's a lot of schools right now that are in the situation where they have the money to give a 5-star wide receiver a big bag. And if Fran Brown is still on this whole, hey, listen, I'm not doing a bidding war with you. I'm not doing a bidding war. The first time Calvin Russell calls Fran Brown and says, hey, Brian Hartline, Lane Kiffin, somebody else offered me this, Fran Brown going, good luck, brother, and bang the line on him. So, I just think I just think it's a lot that goes into play there, but it's a scary situation because that's not something that Fran Brown gets into, which means this is a situation where we potentially lose a guy all because Fran Brown is like, hey, bro, if you're not as committed to me as I am to you, I'm cool on you. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I see that. I feel that because although Syracuse does have a new GM and, they're trying to, in a way, kind of getting the nuances of, the bidding wars, as you would say, and trying to, fight for recruits and make sure that they're competitive in the landscape of that. I'm gonna be so honest. This unsureness that he has now is only going to drive his price up more and more to the
For
point
sure.
where maybe Syracuse can't even compete at the point. Whereas, like they giving you that, we don't got it. Or if we do got it, we don't feel comfortable giving that. Because again, he's a 6'5" receiver, great hands, can jump out the gym. Who don't want that on their team? Who doesn't want that to be a part of their 3-year plan? Looking forward for their, the college football landscape of playoffs and championships and stuff like that. So
if you watching the Jeremiah Smiths of the world, the Ryan Williams of the world, the what's my boy out in USC right now? If you watching, if you watching all of them do what they do, and you don't want a 6'5" wide receiver who can do it, who can do it all,
it's more so changing now. We haven't always had 6'4", 6'5" receivers. Normally the typical 6'4", 6'5" receiver throughout history we always had was a big physical receiver who was limited far as being a route technician and all those other things. So when you're getting Jeremiah Smiths and all these guys that's big that can run routes and got 4.4 speed, it's like you can't pass up on it. You gotta try to get it.
You gotta pay necessary. That. You gotta pay the bag for that.
They just don't got the funds. I feel like Syracuse don't got as much as those other schools due to the football program. So it's like you ain't gonna be able to throw but only so much to one player because you gotta still space it out to get an overall balanced team over there with the organization. So it's gonna be an interesting thing.
I think it's still an interesting conversation because we gotta get to this. We gotta get to this because Reese, I need to hear what you think about this right here. I don't know how much time you spend on Twitter these days because
a lot of time on Twitter.
Yeah, I was about to say you should be spending. If it's anything Newhouse gonna tell you, they tell you better be on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter. Formerly known. If it's anything they're gonna tell you, that's where you should be. They'll tell you to delete the Instagram, delete all but you better be on that.
X for all of the good stuff.
Yeah. So I've been seeing it all season. I've made a couple videos on it about, the fans calling for Fran Brown's head this season. And I get it. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody wants to be behind the 8 ball as far as, the situation that they're in or whatever the case may be. But what have you seen? What have you heard? And how do you feel specifically about the situation at hand as far as, people calling for Fran Brown to be fired only in year 2?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of it. Again, I'm on Twitter a lot. I listen around the campus, hear what the student body has to say. To me, it's unfair, if I'm being quite honest. He's been there 2 years, and you're calling for his head in his second year of being a coach. Like, to me, what program is changing in 2 years with a coach who had to take over for another coach? You're not changing a program that fast. And even at that, if you really look at the work that Fran Brown is doing for these student athletes as student athletes, not just football players, student athletes, the DART mission, everything that he's doing to instill for them to be better men, to be honest, I don't see a world where they even consider firing him very soon. They like the work that he does with these kids, with these players, with these student athletes. I don't think you can find that anywhere else. Somebody who's going to care about the person and the athlete is going to put the person first at all times, right? We see it time and time again when he's talking to us at press conferences or players are talking about him and says, yo, like, Coach Fran Brown really cared about me, bro. He really loved me. He'd check up on me if he see that I'm, acting a certain way around the facilities. He, had those little talks with me around to make sure that I'm doing good mentally and all those things. It's hard to fire a coach like that. Yes, I understand. Everybody wants to win. I want to win. You want to win. Fans want to win. I get it. At some point, that could be a point of contention. I do understand that. But this early in his head coaching journey, I think it's very, very, very far for you to say he needs to be fired immediately. I think that's far.
Bro, I just and I've said it on multiple occasions. This is a guy who was fighting to be ranked last season. You've seen the type of talent that he could bring in. You've seen the type of talent that he's gotten to commit to the school, whether they signed or not. This is a totally different story. We'll get to that on Friday. But you've seen what he's gotten to commit to your school. You've seen what he brought in year one. As far as, I mean, people only like to talk about Kyle McCord, but there was a plethora of other ones. There's two guys that are getting meaningful reps, meaningful play time in the league right now in LaQuint Allen and Oronde Gadsden Jr. I'm not quite sure what Syracuse fans expected. He showed you what he could do in year one. And I don't know what they expected as far as what they thought was going to get on the field this year. And they had an opportunity to be a very decent team this year. You can't, and this is another thing that I've always felt. I think that when Fran Brown was telling everybody that this was a real quarterback battle way back in the spring and in the summer, I think he knew what the truth was. He knew the truth was that old boy wasn't ready. He wasn't that good. Which means to me that he's a proactive coach, because you went the whole spring and you saw that he wasn't that good. Fine. You go out and you still find a way. You managed to get Steve Angeli, bring him in, and have that team looking ready to play come regular season. To me, that's proactive. Most coaches would have seen what they seen from Ricky and been like, yeah, this is the guy I paid. This is what I got to roll with. I got to roll him out there now. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it was proactive on his part to see what he saw, not even put him. This goes back to the spring game. He didn't even let him play in the spring game. He was like, look, bro, I can't put him out there. I can't put him out there and let him look bad in the spring game. Right? And he still went and found a starting caliber college football quarterback. That's proactive. I think Fran Brown is a really good coach. I think Syracuse fans got a taste of what it felt like to win and forgot what it felt like to lose. Syracuse fans have been here before. Fran Brown is the one who ain't been here before. Fran Brown just came from UGA. Fran Brown knows what he's doing. It seems as though Syracuse may not know quite what they're doing. It seems like everybody should pump the brakes and allow him to figure this thing out and get it together.
I would also add that being at the basketball program hasn't been good recently. That football season last year has been their best highlight in like the last 5, 6, 7 years. So it's like they were looking at that and they're holding on to that. They're like, man, maybe the football team is now what's going to make Syracuse relevant again. And I mean, that's a lot to ask on a head coach in his second year that lost a lot of NFL level talent. They had a very experienced team last year. The team this year, not so much. And then when your starting quarterback go down, which you're supposed to do, like he showed everybody, like people he's playing Collins, they were like, man, the other quarterbacks can't be worse than Collins. He put him on the field. He said, y'all sure about that? And he showed y'all. This is why Ricky was playing. This is why Angeli was playing from the get-go. Now this is why Ricky is playing, and like we can't do nothing. But I do think him moving on for a lot of his stats, the defensive coordinator, although he didn't move on from him, he kind of changed his role. I think that'll help him next year because, like we were saying, the defense was never good in these 2 years. But last year, the mistakes got covered up because you had Kyle McCord, LaQuint Allen, OG, Jackson Meeks, on and on. This year, you ain't have that talent, so now the defense problems were put on the forefront. You got to make changes. No matter how bad the offense was, the defense was non-competitive as well, and that's why they never looked good again after that. But opposed to the question, they do need to chill. Friends, Syracuse ain't been able to recruit like this in football ever. Literally ever. If Calvin commits Friday, this will be their highest rated. Don't. It's still almost their highest rated class in history. That should tell you everything about Fran Brown, what he's doing at Syracuse.
I always say this. when people talk about Fran Brown and all these things, because y'all went to Syracuse, but y'all weren't here obviously this year. When all this was going on, nobody was calling for Fran Brown's head when they went into Death Valley and they won. Albeit, again, that Clemson isn't the Clemson that we know.
But nobody knew at the time that they wasn't.
Yeah, when Syracuse got that win, it was definitely different. We was expecting Clemson to be a top 5 team in the country for the season when that happened.
Exactly. And not only did you beat Clemson, you went to Clemson.
That Coda connection. That Coda connection. There it go.
I thought that was me for a second.
No. That's that Coda connection right there. That joint be in and out. I know.
He said, "There you go." But nobody. If anybody said Syracuse was going to win this game, they would say, "Oh, they'll probably, if anything, they'll grind it out by a game-winning field goal." Or they was moving the ball at will against Clemson. Won that game considerably. Y'all wasn't calling for Fran Brown's head after that game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, B, let's get to you now.
Talk to me.
We're gonna move to some college. Wait, no, I got it. I forgot. I almost forgot about the basketball team. I'm sorry, B. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna start with you when we
gotta talk about them.
Gotta talk about them because I'm not gonna lie. I didn't believe I had a money line lay in. Hypothetically, last night I had a money line lay in. Yeah. Hypothetically, if I were to be a betting man, I had a money line lay in last night. Hypothetically, I took a bunch of them. All of them hit. I didn't believe, and I took Tennessee.
So hypothetically, if you was a betting man after last night, you would have set yourself up because you went against the grain.
I should have gone against the grain. I had it on there. Hypothetically, I had Syracuse. Hypothetically, I clicked off of Syracuse, switched to Tennessee, and placed it. I'd have been up.
You know what that win means, right?
What does that mean?
At this point, because college basketball committee don't operate like football, we
gotta get to them too. I got a bone with them.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, but basketball committee, I would say they're more logical. They're more eye test. Football, they don't go off eye test as much. But I feel as though what that means yesterday, I think that solidifies their tournament spot early, like very early. Reason I say that is if you've been watching Syracuse this season, Kyan, I believe he started 2 games and then they moved him back to the bench. But if you've been keeping track, he
started while JJ was hurt.
Yeah.
He started
while if you've been watching Syracuse, like even their losses, like they've been having some competitive games.
That game against Houston in Vegas, boy.
You want me to get into that, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Houston game came down to the wire, but I'm gonna let you talk about that though, Reese.
Man, number one, Syracuse this year.
You should have told Mike to fly you out there. That's what you should have told.
I low-key should have. I know a couple people in my program that went. Mikey went. Mikey was up there.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Hey, just for the one time. Mikey getting all of the stops right now, ain't he?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Mikey, he doing his thing.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
As he should.
This is the thing about Syracuse. I think that this is a potential top 5 to 4 ACC team.
I think that I thought he was gonna say in the nation, y'all.
Oh, no, man, I thought it was.
I thought he was going there, B. I thought he was gonna do it.
I'm not gonna go that far. However, with that statement, they can definitely compete and beat top teams in the country. We've seen it with Houston. I really do believe that you can line up any team in the country, they're either going to compete or they're going to win. Here's why I am so high on Syracuse this year. The only flaw I feel like Syracuse has is making free throws.
I was about to say
that is the sole flaw. I can honestly say, if they were to make their free throws, I don't think there's a game that they can.
I couldn't believe the free throw percentage of the team at the line when they had lost to Houston. I couldn't believe it.
They didn't shoot well last year. It's basically an entire new team, and they still can't shoot free throws.
It's something about it. I don't get as a team shooting 60% and stuff like that. That's just unheard of.
Where they practice it, man. It's depth perception in the dome. It's terrible. So then when they go on the road, it just don't. You know what I'm saying?
They don't correlate, huh?
Yeah, it don't correlate.
At this point, it got to be that, or just the recruitment of getting bucket getters that can't hit from the line. It got to be something.
But shout out to the recruitment of bucket getters. Nate Kings went out there and had 20 last night. Shout out to my guy, man.
Nate Kings, dog. I'm a personal fan. I'm very high on Nathan George. I love point guards. I love point guard play. Pick and roll with him, Will Kyle, whoever you get in pick and roll with, it's a bucket, really. However
he came out and gave us like 15 and 10 last season.
That
in the dome.
He's cold. But going back on their Las Vegas trip, really, again, we look at that Houston game. If they hit their free throws, they win that game comfortably. And it's not even it. I kind of tweeted out last night during the Tennessee game. I said, this game looks almost identical to the Houston game. Higher ranked opponent. We're playing scrappy back and forth. We're playing defense. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. However, it got to a point where in the Tennessee game, which was different from the Houston game, is that we didn't have that big of a drop-off when we went down 11 against Houston. Houston, we had to fight our way back. I think it was 3 minutes left in the game. We was down 11, had to fight back, and then went to overtime. This Tennessee one, they kept it very, very, very close and even went up down the stretch of the game, right? While in Vegas, you dropped the Houston game when you really felt like you really could have won that game. You really should have won that game because, again, it came down to making free throws. You go see Kansas without Darren Peterson, coming off of a game where we really want that one back. I felt like played a part into going into that Kansas game because then nothing was seeming to go their way. They couldn't hit a three. They were just struggling to shoot the ball, turnovers. They dropped that game. I was told going into the Iowa State game that they learned 15 hours before they played that that's who they were going to be playing that day. So I don't know how the scouting for that team, worked in terms of how they were going to match up and how they were going to attack that game, which kind of makes a little bit of sense knowing that information, seeing how that game played out. And then also the biggest point of that weekend and even moving towards this Tennessee game, which is why I'm so high. They did all this without Donnie Freeman. Donnie Freeman's not even on the court. We beat Tennessee without Donnie Freeman playing a minute of basketball.
Arguably the best player on the roster and probably a top, 20, 25 player in the nation.
And even at that, he is a piece. No matter who you play, he is probably the most important piece on your team. With his size, with his length, with his ability to score down low, to score on the perimeter, to get rebounds, to play defense. What was a little bit worrisome down the stretch of that Tennessee game was we found ourselves in a lot of half-court sets where we had to throw it down and we couldn't really work the post like we wanted to.
I wanted to get to that because these bigs that we got, they're a little interesting in the amount of they've played. They've been on a lot of college basketball teams. One of them has played a lot of minutes. The other one hasn't. One of them has some decent stat. But they don't seem like, you know what I'm saying, the top of the line guys, but they've been playing pretty well. Bro came up with a clutch block last night to seal the game. I mean, a great block. What they call it on 2K? Pogo stick. That's a pogo stick block. He got the badge.
Mm-hmm.
Great block to seal the game, but coming into the season, a lot of people weren't high on the two bigs that we picked up in the portal. What have you seen from them? What has been the talks around campus? What have you heard?
They know their role and they play their role, right? Syracuse team is built around complementary basketball. Everybody complements each other. Again, I talked about it. Donnie Freeman, he has the ability to work the post, stretch out a little bit in the 3-point range, mid range, and also can get a bucket himself. His ability on offense isn't William Kyle's ability on offense, but they complement each other because while we can play these two at the same time and have them in the same area, Donnie can fade back off of a post, see Will, throw it up, it's a dunk on somebody because he's that type of player. He knows his role. You throw it to Will, Will's not going to automatically try to go and get him a bucket because that's not his role, right? We play a role because, again, the way the team was sculpted around Coach Autry is that he wanted to get a collection of guys that are going to buy in fully to what they're supposed to do for this team. Nate George, he's supposed to be the conductor of the offense, make sure that everybody's on the same page, get everybody the ball, and then if at times when he needs to, get you a bucket as well. Kyan Anthony, come and get buckets and come and be active in the passing lanes and on defense. J.J. Starling to be the leader of the team. Sadiq White to be that gritty and that person who just embodies confidence and is going to boost the crowd up. William Kyle, defense and hustle plays. All of these guys buy into their roles. And when you have a team that isn't trying to do somebody else's job for them, it works way better because who am I to be a shooter or like for my role to be, okay, I need to be the point guard, Now I'm going to start getting in the post and trying to do this role for so-and-so because he's not doing it well. That's not how complementary basketball works. It's not how a team works. You feel me? So I think this collection of guys here, they're all bought into what they need to bring to the team, and they all understand their role. They all are happy about their role, and they want to win. So whatever they got to do to win, they're gonna do it.
Last Syracuse basketball question. You talked a lot about buy-in, which I thought was interesting. If you heard Kyan's post-game interview, I think Katie posted it on Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter, where he basically came out and said it. He was like, listen, Red is on the hot seat. We know, everybody knows Red is on the hot seat. Y'all know Red on the hot seat. We know Red on the hot seat, but we love Red and we plan for Red. Speak about what you've heard from that perspective about Red being on the hot seat, the guys buying into this system, getting a lot of recruits, a lot of big time recruits outside of those big men that we talked about. Those recruits, I mean, that was arguably one of the top guards in the ACC as far as playmaking goes. And then, you know, from Oklahoma State, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys that we brought in. How do you feel that the new pieces have brought into the system and brought into Red, especially knowing that this is potentially, if it don't go right, and if there's a collapse down the stretch, like we've seen from Syracuse teams in recent years, it might be his time to go. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, I've been hearing rumblings, you know, at the start of the season that, you know, if he doesn't win 20-something games or if they don't make it to March, that he should be fired, right? Now, with this roster, let me also add that context. With the roster that he has compiled, the mass media believes that this is a March team. And if he cannot take this team to March, maybe it is him at fault, right? I think, though, the players saying that they're playing for Red and they understand that he is on the hot seat and that they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they can prove everybody wrong shows me talking about how bought in they are and how much they believe in what he is telling them on a day-to-day basis, right? Always looking forward to the next game, always making sure they're in the film room, always making sure that they can elevate, but they also don't lose sight of what's really at stake or like what's really the goal. And the goal is to get better every single day. This Tennessee game, great win, but it's ways that they can improve from this game. Because this game right here in December is going to be played extremely different if they see each other again in March. And that's like the biggest thing I think Coach Autry has been telling these guys is like, look, we may be good right now. We can get a lot of good wins right now. But when we look into the future, how are we going to change from now to then? Because everybody else isn't going to stay stagnant. Everybody's not going to, like, they're going to get better. They're going to adjust, and we have to adjust as well. And that's something, as you said, that hasn't been done in the past years for Syracuse. You see a drop-off or you see a plateau hit. So I think they're more so focused on how do we build on every single accomplishment we get throughout the season. And everybody's bought into that.
I will agree. They don't make the tournament. His time's up. You can't. Last year you get a pass. Like, the team this year is 10, 20 times more talented than a roster he had last year. So, like, last year it's like whatever. This year, though, you don't get the March, can't nobody save you. So we're going to see what happens, though. But I'm high on the team, too. I think they got the pieces to make a run to get to March. So we're going to see what happens.
I think what would tell me everything about this team is when they go on the road to see Duke in Cameron and when they go on the road to see North Carolina. That will actually, I think they're here, too. I think they're here. But when they play those two teams, I would know everything I need to know about this team.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, bet. Now listen, we got to get to these conference championships. We're gonna leave college football, college sports in general in a second. This is a longer college episode. Had to bring the guy through though. There's a lot happening with Syracuse, so had to bring him in. B, I'm gonna start with you. Conference championship, Troy at James Madison. Who you got?
For that game, I'm gonna go with Troy.
You're crazy. Anyways, go ahead.
I got JMU.
Reese.
Give me JMU any day of the week.
Give me JMU on a dog walk. Kennesaw State at Jacksonville State. Who y'all got?
Give me Jacksonville State.
Reese.
Give me Jacksonville State.
B.
I'll take Jacksonville for that game.
I'm going Kennesaw. North Texas at Tulane.
Oh,
come on. North Texas.
Reese.
Oh, Tulane.
Tom.
I'm going North Texas. The
North
head
Texas
coach just
by a
took the
lot.
job at Florida. He ain't locked in. They finna lose.
North Texas by a lot.
Give me North Texas. UNLV at Boise State.
Boise. Give me Boise.
Reese.
Give me UNLV.
Tom.
I'm gonna say the same. Give me UNLV.
Give me UNLV. Here we go. Good one. BYU, Texas Tech. Tom.
Give me Tech because I need BYU to lose. So I ain't got no choice.
Give me Texas Tech, man. That offense is crazy.
B. B don't.
That might be.
Bro.
That might. Listen. That one is supposed to go one way, Texas Tech's way, but I genuinely have a bit of controversy in me about that game, in particular about Texas Tech's offense. Now, BYU's offense has been looking great, but I feel as though Jacob Rodriguez running that Texas Tech defense, I don't think we've seen a linebacker like him in a long time, believe it or not. So I feel as though Texas Tech offense might crumble. I don't know. But like you said, we're going to go with Texas Tech. But don't be surprised if some iffy things happen.
Yeah, give me Tech. Miami of Ohio at Western Michigan. B, start with you.
I'm going to say Miami, Ohio.
Reese.
Every bone in my body want me to take Western Michigan just because my boy went to Western Michigan. Shout out Kenneth Womack, man. Give me Western Michigan, man. Come on, put on for Maryland.
Ty.
I got Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, give me Miami, Ohio. Good one. Georgia at Bama.
Oh, man.
B.
Oh, man. I'm gonna have to go with Georgia, man. I'm gonna have to go with Georgia.
Reese.
I gotta trust Kirby Smart, man. Give me Georgia.
And in the hopes of Miami makes the college football playoff, I'm going with Georgia. But Kirby Smart, kryptonite is Alabama. For some odd reason, he just can't beat Bama. So if Bama wins that game, I will not be surprised. But I'm picking Georgia.
Yeah, give me Kirby. They playing their best football at the end of the season. That's what I like to see. Indiana at Ohio State. Finally get a Big 10 8 p.m. game. Prime time. For the Heisman, probably. For the Heisman.
I don't think that game's gonna be as close as people anticipate, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're probably on the same vibe as me. Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting Ohio State bad. I think they might get bad. I think we going to see Mendoza forced to throw the football. Hemby and them guys that running the ball with that duo not going to work on Ohio State like as versus everybody else. And I don't think Mendoza is suited to try to sling the rock 40 times versus Ohio State. So I'm taking them by a lot.
I agree. I wouldn't say, well, in the grand scheme of things, I'm probably going to take Ohio by a lot, but I more so think they're going to hold Indiana to little versus throw up 50, 60 points on them. Because Matt Patricia, oh my goodness.
I feel as though they hold them to under 30. I feel as though they hold them under 13, 17. I got Ohio State putting up at least 30.
Yeah, if I were to give it a score prediction, I'd probably go like 28, 28-10. It may be something like that.
You mean Indiana? This they coming out party.
You
know what bro said? I win. Google me. Google me. You can be a lot of Googling going on Saturday night. After Indiana going shock the world, it's going to be a lot of Googling going on. Who is this white man that just took down this powerhouse?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Reese, don't even buy into that, bro. Reese,
I'm just saying, bro.
Reese, I want you to.
He called himself Tom Brady. You that's who you bought into that.
Reese, don't buy into that, bro. He's literally a hater, bro. He's just a hater, bro.
I'm Tom Brady.
On the real, Ohio State gonna win, but Indiana is gonna make this a game. Don't get it twisted. Y'all ain't walking in there, or y'all ain't walking in. This game ain't gonna be no cakewalk for Ohio State. So that's all I'm saying.
He said this game won't be a cakewalk for Ohio State. Okay, bro. Give me Ohio State. A lot to a little.
Mendoza be lucky to throw 150 out there, bro.
Yeah. Duke at Virginia. Ty?
Can the teams not win at all? Like, can I get a substitute for one of the teams? Like, the ACC got me messed up, bro. The ACC got
is everybody is he lagging or am I lagging?
Nah, it might be me.
Oh no, he was cool for me.
Oh, either way, for the game itself, give me Virginia. But like, I got to talk about how a 7-5 Duke team owns the tiebreaker over a 10-2 Miami team. I just think there's some problems in the conference going on with that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But Virginia should win that game.
I'm conflicted because my high school football teammate plays on Virginia. Shout out my boy Robbie Engelberg. But then also on the coaching staff at Duke is also my other high school football teammate, Max Norton. Shout out my guy. Give me Duke, that offense, man. That quarterback, that freshman running back. Let me tell you something. I was covering the game. They played against Syracuse. Oh my goodness. They had like 200 yards rushing at half. It was nasty. It was nasty. Give me Duke. I think it's going to be a fun game.
I'm going with Duke. For this game, man. I feel as though you're going to see, even though they have a worse record than Virginia, that you're going to see why strength of schedule actually matters. And Duke has had some tough losses, so I'm going to go with Duke.
That's fair. I don't know how people already make excuses to make the ACC a one conference or one team bid for the playoffs. If Duke wins, that's gonna further that agenda. Oh, they 7-5. They won a conference. The ACC sucked. That's why I can't have them win in good faith.
Hey.
I can't. The conversations that's gonna come from that, I can't stand it. But
hey, Todd, listen, my guys, we currently in the same situation as Miami. They about to find a way to do my Texas guys dirty, man.
I'll say this though, Ty. Do you think Virginia making the playoffs and them playing their first game would be any different outcome if Duke were to get into the playoffs, if they were to get a bid? I think it'd be the same thing. I think both of them is going to get up out of there quick first round of playoffs.
I don't disagree because I feel like everybody knows the best team in that conference is Miami. And I feel like that's the only team that's going to actually put up a fight against whoever they match up with. But at the same time, I'll say this, never say never, because at the end of the day, I do feel like Virginia, Duke, they do feel a bit disrespected because like nobody's really talking about them. If they're talking about them, it's because we're talking about Miami not being in the game, and then it brings up Duke and Virginia. So I don't know, but I think one of the biggest problems are we need to. I don't know how I feel about the format of the playoffs, or at least how they choose the teams right now. I think it's still relatively new, so like they're still working out the kinks. But I think after this season's over, they need to go back to the drawing board and like, how can we maximize this? Like they have a good thing going on, but there's too much politics in the midst of it. I don't know if the committee should have people that's being employed by certain schools or conferences deciding on what teams get in there and what not. Because at the end of the day, I just don't feel like you can take away your bias from choosing certain schools. If you work in the SEC or if you work in the ACC, we got to figure a way out to get a committee that can be unbiased as possible. Don't know if that's going to be possible, but it's whatever. But back to what you were saying, I don't think Duke or Virginia will win the first round matchup game, but it is what it is at this point.
Bro, you just
going to be a problem. Going to be a problem as long as the football committee don't go off of eye test and they go more so off of
resume.
I will say they go off a record a tad bit too much. Reason I say that is because you look at Texas, they got 3 losses. I would say legitimately, I think they only have one bad loss, and that one bad loss is Florida. The Georgia loss, they lost by a lot, but if you were watching that Georgia game, that wasn't as bad of a loss as when you look at the scoreboard if you watch that full game. That's just me.
Did you all watch the same Georgia Texas game?
Listen, that's just me. That's the same Texas team. You got to remember, Arch went 2.5 possessions without even touching the field because they let them go 10 minutes scoring, and then they got a sneaky onside kick. So that game, and that's when it got out of hand. It was a 7-point game before they let them take an entire quarter and then get a sneaky onside kick in the second half. By that point, the game was over.
So Kirby Smart is a good coach. He kicked the onside kick when he knew the momentum was on his side, which is something most, I would say 98% of coaches in college football wouldn't have even thought to have done.
No, for sure. That's the thing about him. I will say one thing about Sarkisian I can agree with is I don't agree with. I feel as though Texas is getting penalized for losing to Ohio State more than it should benefit them, and that's just my own opinion.
I think they're getting penalized from losing to Florida. Florida that finished 4-9 or whatever, 4-8 or whatever their record was at the end of the year. Like, y'all ain't just lose that game. You got dominated by Florida. That's a bad look. Had you lost that game by 3 points or so, the committee might be like, But since y'all got dominated, it's like, well, but the point I would make with this, the SEC bias is real because that is a top-heavy conference. Y'all got 14, 15 teams in that conference, might be a little more. Majority of them teams are butt. Let's be honest. Majority of them teams in that conference is butt.
Well, I will say this about the SEC, just how you just said there, but I don't know if anybody else feels this way. But the middle pack teams that like have a horrible record, 4 wins, 5 wins, and whatnot, they're better than most top teams in other conferences.
I just don't believe that, bro.
South Carolina, Florida and South Carolina as a roster, I am taking over a lot of those ACC teams. And Florida and South Carolina finished where at in the SEC? Like almost at the bottom. When you watch them play,
I get it. I generally get it. Like the SEC team, the top teams in the SEC are probably one of the best teams in the nation. But that doesn't correlate to the rest of the teams in that division. Like the rest of the teams in that division, if you're a bad team, you're a bad team. But you don't get called a bad team because you play in the SEC. Oh, your schedule's hard. You have to play Bama or you have to play Texas A&M. Like everybody plays somebody, bro. Everybody
whether you like it or not, that's a huge factor. Look at South Carolina. Yeah, they blew the game versus Texas A&M, but a team of their record without a person knowing about that Texas A&M game, that game was. I think they were 20-point underdogs. They were up what? I think they were up 27 at half.
30.
Which should show you just how bad of a team they are. You can't look at that. You can't look at that game and be like, bro, but look though, they was up 30 on the top 3 team in the nation.
They played A&M. It's cool.
I will agree, Coach. It definitely. I feel like it's definitely both. I feel as though it shows how bad they are, and it showed Texas.
It shows potentially how good they could have been. But you can't lose a game in which you're up 30, 35 points at half and be like, bro, but look though, we were showing flashes. We were showing flash.
I think that's the perfect game between both teams to show takeaways of it.
That's the type of game that loses people their jobs, dog. Like as a matter of fact, if Lenore Sellers jumping that portal, the Beamer ball is done. Beamer ball is cooked.
No, you're right. That's how Franklin lost his job when he lost to UCLA. That was the last straw. It was like some losses is just.
And that was only 21 points. I don't even think it was. I think it was like 18 or something like that.
It was bad. I think it might have been worse than that. It was bad.
That's what I'm saying. But I know it won 35. I know it won 33 or 30 or whatever it was. I know it won 3 in front of.
It might have been the 3 in the front of that.
I don't think so.
We need to kill preseason rankings too. They're pointless.
Well, I feel as though they have to stand just because the preseason ranking isn't like football and with everything. A big part in recruitment plays a part in preseason rankings. So it's like it's not the same team as you had the previous year.
My whole thing is cool. I get it to a point, but like teams lose players all the time. They change coaching staffs. I just don't think ranking teams like South Florida, South Carolina, Texas, all of y'all started high. Penn State, they all started top 5. A lot of them started top 5, and after a few weeks in the season, it was unranked. We can avoid all of that, bro. Who told anybody that Penn State was going to be a top 5 team? What game did you watch to tell you that they were going to be a top 5 team this year? Well, I just don't know if preseason rankings are
They won a Big Ten championship. They still had.
That was last year, though, right?
They had an elite recruiting class.
They had an elite recruiting class. They still had what everybody believed to be one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. It's not. But one of the top running back. This isn't
coming into the season. They had the best running back duo in the country. Coming into the season, they had the best running back duo in the country.
Rankings, I get it.
Norfolk. Shout out to bro. He broke Penn State record this year. Shout out to bro. He went to Norview before he transferred to IMG. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying the teams. I'm saying after a couple of weeks, let them play some football before we rank them. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
Preseason rankings ain't nothing but a combination of everybody's predictions for the year, right? Predictions can be wrong. We all thought
we rank everything in the preseason. We rank NBA in the preseason.
Look at Clemson. We got a lot of teams wrong this season. It was
people. But then what I'm saying, when we get to this part of the year and we're talking about resumes, all of a sudden, when you play teams that are ranked, that finish unranked, it's not a ranked win no more. That's my problem. So why? Because now we're looking at resumes. When Miami played South Florida, they were ranked 15, 18 or something. They're not ranked now, so it's not a ranked win for them no more. So now when they're looking at our resume to put us in the college football playoffs, they're like, well, you didn't beat any ranked teams. Well, they were ranked. They're just not ranked.
Your biggest problem is your quarterback choked down the stretch and he lost.
We ain't talking about Carson Beck. You know,
I'm just saying. You have.
Coach, not lying. Let's talk about it. I'm
not. This not even to get on Carson Beck as much as to say that what you're talking about, I understand, but that specific situation has bigger nuance than whether or not USF counts as a ranked win anymore. We could talk about that. We could talk about that if Carson Beck doesn't choke down the stretch and you lose to Louisville and you lose to, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm more respectful of your argument. Like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, that does suck for it to not count as a ranked win no more.
Both of their teams finished the season 8-4. Are they really bad losses?
Whether you like it or not, it's different, Todd. Whether you like it or not, the committee's gonna consider the fact
that Louisville 8-4, a Louisville 8-4, and a Texas 9-3 is two.
Yes, it's a bad loss because Louisville, they went 8-4 and their quarterback went down towards the end of the season. So yes, that was a bad loss because when they had their guys, y'all showed what it was. Yes, it was a bad loss.
I was just gonna get to that. To me, it's the context of it, right? Like we just talked about it earlier. Syracuse was a very different team at the beginning of the season to what it is now.
For sure.
You beat Syracuse now, you beat the Bad News Bears.
Right.
Now if Clemson was a good team and you were saying, well, they lost to Syracuse in week 3. Well, then we would have nuance with the conversation. Yeah. This is what I like about college football is that it's an actual conversation rather than just a whole bunch of numbers formulated together to say, well, you just beat this team, you beat that team, you did what you were supposed to do. No. There's actual conversation to where if Clemson was a good team and their only loss, let's say, or one of their 2 losses was to a Syracuse team that still had Steve Angeli on the field at the time, then we could have a conversation like, well, they probably are still a good team. That Syracuse team isn't the same Syracuse team that's playing right now today that just lost by 70 to Notre Dame. Like, then you can have nuance. You can't have nuance and you lost to Louisville and your quarterback threw 6 picks in one game. Like, you can't ask for grace.
But you see, we gave them some grace with Clemson. Like, we didn't get on Clemson until we still was giving Clemson some grace. Like, okay, tough start to the season. We gave them 2 losses or 1 loss. After that third one, where they started looking like horrific, that's when we were like, okay, this is not a top team at this point. When Georgia Tech beat them,
we were still like, oh, it was just one play against Duke.
You feel me? Okay. It was like that. We gave Georgia Tech a lot of credit when they beat Clemson early on because we thought Clemson was something else, and it just turned out to be that Clemson wasn't that. And Georgia Tech also showed towards the end of the season that they wasn't that. So
let me ask y'all this:
last one,
you're gonna community today. Are you putting it in Notre Dame or are you putting it in Miami?
Give me Notre Dame.
I'm putting in Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame is a better team right now.
I'm going Notre Dame, and a big part, whether you like it or not. A big part, whether you like it or not, is who your quarterback is. He's the leader of the team. He got a bad history, and he showed it this season too. With certain situations, he's just gonna crumble, and it's just
that's cool, bro. We ain't talking about his Georgia days. What I'm saying is, we're talking about 2 teams.
He showed it this year. He threw 6 picks against Louisville.
Bro, we're talking 2 games out of the 12 games. Are we talking, bro? What? How much of the season matters?
It's one thing to have a bad. It's one thing to have a bad game and make a playoff run. He had like a career bad day, like
that might
Carson Beck. We know who he is. I'm not arguing that.
NP4, he might have gotten close to setting a record for most picks
literally
in a P4 game.
What I'm saying is this though. So if 2 teams play against each other, one wins, they end up with the same record.
Let me ask you this. I get what you're saying.
It happens all the time.
Let me ask you this. If y'all was to play right now, do you honestly in your mind believe y'all beat Notre Dame right now?
It's no way. It's no way. Because if you've been watching Notre Dame,
you be at work, bro. You be at work. I know where you be. You be at work.
And that's
the main problem.
That's the beginning of the year. We didn't even think Notre Dame was a good team then.
Listen to what you just said.
They play the same teams we play. They play basically an ACC schedule.
When y'all beat
the same competition and we beat the same teams, they beat worse besides one team. We played Notre Dame on the football field. My team won, and the game was won. The score might have been by 3 points, but at no point in that game did anybody say, "Oh, Miami's about to lose."
Listen to what Cole asked.
Right now, today, put CJ Carr on that field against our defense. We're gonna do the same thing, y'all. I understand. Notre Dame is Notre Dame. I generally get that. But when we step between those football lines and we say who's better and one team's win, that team is the.
There you go.
That's what he get. That's what he get.
That's what you deserve.
Hey, Cole, what you had?
You lagged and nobody heard the.
Automatically better than them. What?
You lagged and nobody else heard the back end of what you saying, and you deserved it.
The question that you just asked, Cole, that was a whole different situation. Like you just said, Cole, when you think about what you just said, beginning of the season, if you watch Notre Dame this entire season, like you watch Miami this entire season, this Notre Dame team at the end of the season is not the same team that you saw versus Miami. For starters, I was watching Notre Dame a lot, and we all had questions. They were limiting Jeremiah Love touches the first 3 games of the season. Why did they? Who knows?
I think he was still battling back from that knee.
That had to been the only reason, because he was very limited on his touches. Now we see how they turned up late in the season, how Jeremiah Love, all of them have went crazy. CJ Carr also proved he can pass the football. It's not just a running team. So I believe that right now, Carson Beck would have a horrific game versus that Notre Dame defense. I think that he will be the reason y'all lose that game. And that's exactly why they should be getting.
So why we ain't lose in the beginning of the year?
It's the beginning of the year.
How you want nuance until? How do you want nuance until nuance?
What is different on that Notre Dame team from when we played them in the beginning of the year to now? Is the
Jeremiah Love in the defense?
Reese, go ahead.
Did the running back change? Did the defense change? Did the coaching staff change? All the variables are the same.
You're not making
sense to me, bro. All the variables are the same. Line them up right now today. Miami will win again.
Go ahead.
Notre Dame was favored in the first game and they lost. So what's the difference?
To counter his point, to go against his point with a analogy, and I know we're gonna get to this. Cowboys offense when they played against the Eagles looked a certain way. We play the Eagles the next time. It looks very different in terms of efficiency and how we can move the ball. Just because you play somebody early in the season and you show one thing doesn't mean that later in the season you're going to get that same exact product.
That's what separates good teams.
I do understand that. It can be better. It can be worse.
Hold on, Ty. Reese,
I'm going to let Reese cook. Go ahead. I'm going to let Reese cook.
No. You're done. We're done with college football. We're moving. Hey, Reese already segued us. Reese did it himself. I didn't tell him to do that. He did it.
I feel like that's different when you play a team twice a year, though. In college, you play everybody once. I feel like,
which is why y'all shouldn't want to see him again.
Knowing we're playing a team twice a year is different than we're playing a team once Saturday and we will not see them again unless we get scheduled against them again later down the line. That's all I'm saying. I get the point, though. But what I'm saying, what have you seen out of Notre Dame that makes them all of a sudden better? You're talking about the defense. Okay, we're talking about Jeremiah Love. Everybody know what Jeremiah Love was. We know they have CJ Carr, his first year starting. He has looked pretty good towards the end of the year. That is all good things.
Pretty good.
But when we stepped on the field, when all those same players, personnel stepped on the field, one team was better than the other. And it ain't the team named Notre Dame. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is. Notre Dame's going to get in, more than likely. That don't mean they deserve to be in. That's all I'm saying.
So using your logic, Louisville's a better team then, if y'all were to play again today. With a healthy Louisville team.
He got you. Because you're not going to answer it.
That's the logic you use.
With your logic.
He got you.
A healthy Louisville team, if y'all were to see each other again, Louisville going to win because of what happened the first matchup.
Because you named Louisville 8-4 record. They beat y'all when Miller Moss was there. And they lost like 2 games without him. So
and in this, I'm not gonna say that. I get your point. What I also think is
ain't no point.
You moving the goal. You moving the goalposts at that point.
If Louisville was 10-2 and you asked me if Louisville and Miami played again, I would say, yeah, Louisville probably wins again. We have the same record.
But that's where the context comes in.
That's the point. The point is Miller Moss has been hurt. They lost 2 games once he went down.
Yes.
They could very well be 10-2 if he didn't get hurt.
Why Reese said if they were healthy, because that's that team.
Yep. There you go. That's exactly what needed to happen. Now we can't hear you. Now we can't hear you. Yep, you're done.
Try to put the mic closer.
I'm back.
No. We're done. Hey, Reese gotta go soon. Most don't know. Reese, my boy, is also a Cowboys fan, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You in that curse too?
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. You know, I grew up. You know, I'm from Maryland. Grew up PG County all my life. My dad.
Oh, you a traitor?
My dad a Commanders fan. You know, I never been a fan of the former
I like your pops.
Redskins, Commanders. Actually, growing up, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a lore real quick. You know, very, very, very fast. Was like an NFL fan. Was never a fan of a team early on. Then for some reason, I bet my dad that the Redskins were gonna lose to the Texans. Texans won. I was a Texans fan. You couldn't tell me nothing about the Texans. I was a DeAndre Hopkins, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, Matt Schwab, J.J. Watt type guy, right? Soon as they did that trade with D-Hop for David Johnson, I got myself up out of there. I said, no, sir. I was sticking around even after that Chiefs playoff collapse. I was still like, hey, bro, I'm still a fan, whatever. Cool. They traded away D-Hop. That was my last straw. I said, yeah, now I'm up out of here. So I just went wherever CeeDee Lamb went. I was a fan of his. Played football. You know, I was a receiver in high school. So I was just a fan of him. He could have went to the Jets. I would have been a Jets fan. Glad he went to the Cowboys.
Respect.
So are you at that point now where as though you believe the Cowboys is like your final destination, or you might switch up again depending on what CD or how the team moves?
This is the thing I be telling people.
I'm stuck now.
What happens is when you decide for the first time that you're gonna put your face in front of a camera and you support a team, it's over after that.
I'm stuck now.
You can't do nothing after that. Like, I hate the people that be in my comments like, yo, you should just change teams, bro. You don't have to be a Cowboys fan. Like, no, like you would actually treat me worse if you found out that
he was bandwagon.
Yeah, I was no longer.
Yeah,
like I as soon as my face was on the screen and people started watching me and they knew I was a Cowboys fan, like you can't jump nowhere after that. If I was just a regular person, then maybe. But like now, I'm stuck.
Background says it all. You cook.
Yeah, I can't go nowhere. That's a lot of money invested in that team in Dallas. Reese, I know you got to go soon, brother. I know you watching. We ain't talk. You know, you up there in Syracuse. You up there snowed in. You cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did he say? Plus, he would have to get out. Yeah, that's the. There it goes. There it goes. For those that don't know, I tried to not be a Cowboys fan when I was like, when they traded Terrell Owens, when they got rid of Terrell Owens, I thought I was going to the Buffalo Bills. I was probably gonna have to move to Buffalo. I was probably gonna do that.
No, get out.
Yeah, Pops was not letting that one.
You know was near the Ravens, Reese? Because you from Maryland. I'm from Maryland too, but I know you're in the PG area. I'm in the Baltimore area, so I know it's a bit different. Like you never
like a couple of my homeboys is Ravens fans, but I like to say that's a real unique team to be a fan of on the PG side. Cause like it's really the NFC East, like in the grand scheme of things of the DMV, but it's really Commanders or Cowboys up there, and like normally you would just pick between those, and if you go with Ravens, it's probably just because you're a big Ray Lewis fan, you're a big Ed Reed fan, or you from Baltimore. Like that's kind of how it is, and that's how all my friends that are Ravens fans is.
For sure. No, you watching. What have you seen? What you like? What you don't like? Because I ain't talked to you. I don't think I talked to you since like
the summer probably.
Yeah. You've been locked in. You've been locked in. What you seeing? What you don't like? What you like? What you like?
I'm not gonna lie. I love so much, and it's not a lot that I don't like. I've been saying, and I'm gonna say this on camera too, because I want to solidify this, and I've been saying this to my friends. The Cowboys organization needs to do 4 things, and I am head over heels next season that we can win bowl. We can go bowl. And I'm going to believe it from here on out. They need to do 4 things. Number 1, I done said it in the group chat multiple times. We need to send a blank check to George Pickens' address and tell him write a number down, and you can be a Cowboy for however many years you want to be. That's number one. Number two, drafting wise, I know we're not that bad anymore in terms of how high our pick is going to be, so we left the Caleb Downs sweepstakes. In the draft, we need to focus on getting nothing but DBs or more linebackers. I would love some more depth on the O-line. However you be it, we need DB though. Bad. That's number two. Number three, free agency. Please, Jerry Jones, if you could hear me, set your alarm on day number one for free agency and just pick up some people who are filler pieces for injuries, for whatever we need it for. We need filler pieces. That's all I'm saying. Last but not least, the most important one, Kobe gonna like this one because I'm pretty sure he's on a 1-year deal as well. Javonte Williams needs to be in a Cowboys uniform again next season. That is a must. If we do all four of those things, I'm head over heels. You can't tell me nothing about the Cowboys next year. I promise you, you can't. I love the trade to get Quinn Williams. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought Jerry Jones was off that stuff again. I ain't know what he was cooking. He was when he traded Mike, I was real heartbroken, and I was like, I can't see the vision right now. I don't see it. I can't. Then he pulled the trade for Quinn, and I was like, I like it.
Unfortunately, I know y'all as Cowboy fans, now that it worked out, y'all won't like that. But that's more of a cope, I feel. A guy like Micah, no matter what, if you're going to go get Quentin Williams.
Don't get me wrong. Would love to have Micah on the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong about that. Let's not get that twisted. I'm not saying I'm happy that he's gone. I'm happy what we got out of the trade.
Right.
But I would love to have Micah on the team for sure.
If it had to be done,
yeah,
I'm okay with where we went after.
So y'all, I know now, like I see all Cowboy fans, y'all are okay. Are y'all now, a big question, are y'all choosing what y'all have now or going back with Micah?
Personally, I'm choosing what we got now. And not because I think that anybody that we have now is better than Micah. I just think we have more now. When we had Micah, we had less. When we had Micah, we literally just had Micah. Like it was just Micah. Right. It was Micah and company. Now it's a team effort. Kind of how like and I think that it's kind of different on defense, right? Like you was talking the other week about your Packers, and you was like, yo, like I do not like this situation where we have a bunch of twos and no ones. Defense is a little bit different in the sense that having a one just doesn't suffice. And the reason that Micah works out so well for y'all is because y'all had a good defense already. And Micah was just the stamp of approval on that defense that said, all right, cool. Now we can go cook.
Believe it or not, that's one part that I was getting to. I'm gonna let you finish what you got to say before I go ahead and say it though.
Yeah. Like for me, what I felt like when y'all got Micah, that was a stamp of approval on y'all's defense. That was like, all right, now this is a solidified defense. For us, Micah just would have been Micah with nobody else out there. So, like Pop said, it's the resources. You trade Micah, and I'm be honest with you, I was in Italy. I was toe up. I was sad. I was sick. It damn near ruined my trip. I was overseas, and I'm gonna be honest. Oddly enough, just happened to be two Packers fans sitting in the bar in Italy where I was at the time. I don't know what type of coincidence this was. Just my life, just my luck. This white dude, he just started jumping up and down, jumping for joy. He like, bro, we got Micah.
Just made your day worse.
In Italy, bro, it's like 2 a.m. because they 6 hours ahead. So it was early in the day here. It's like it's late over there. Jumping for joy. We got Micah. We got Micah. We got Micah. Bring me another one. Bring me another. He looking at me. He like, yo, you must be a Cowboys fan. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm sick. I'm sick. But all of that to say, as sick as I was then, as a fan, as a podcaster, and as an analyst of sorts, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I didn't see the vision, but it worked out. It worked out really well. Getting Quentin Williams, getting Kenny Clark, you still got Osa Odigizua. I never understood what they meant when they said good interior creates great outside pressure. When we picked up Jadeveon Clowney, a 38-year-old Jadeveon Clowney at the beginning of the season, nobody thought Jadeveon Clowney still had it. Everybody was like, yo, why would you bring in a 38-year-old Jadeveon Clowney? We thought he had the potential to just be a player's coach. I'm talking about the Udonis Haslem of the NBA. All of a sudden, though, you create a great interior in Jadeveon Clowney. Look like he turning back the clock, might I say.
I tend to always hate that Jadeveon Clowney thing situation because I feel as though he always produces more than people expect because for some reason people think that he's not the player that he was expected to be. He is. It's just he's never had a home. He always just bounced around everywhere. He's not what he expected to be, but he's also not what as
no. He was still a very good player. At his peak, he was still a very good player. But when you're for the Texans. But when you're a number one pick, things is just a little bit.
So I will say though about that Micah and the Cowboys situation. One thing I will say, Jerry Jones, he got into a lot of you Cowboy fans' head. Reason I say that, a narrative went around saying Micah Parsons couldn't stop the run because of Jerry Jones. When that's just simply, the proof is in the pudding. You're seeing it right now. When the balls ran in his direction, and simply just not the case. He stops the run very effectively over here. Secondly, the thing about our team compared to the Cowboys, when people say he fits us, he was just the last piece, I really believe as though coaching played a huge part in that part also. When you look at our defensive line, and then when you look at the defensive line Micah played with, far as on paper, you wouldn't believe the Packers would be a lot better. Our D-line is full of young guys who haven't proven themselves yet. Luke Van Ness, we drafted him to be a defensive end. I don't know if many people notice if they watch Packer games, but we've been using him in the interior a lot. He put on a little bit of weight, and he was in the interior. So realistically, the only interior D lineman that's been producing at a high level is Devontae Wyatt, and he just went down with a season-ending injury. So now a lot of questions are going to be answered with Devontae Wyatt being down. Okay, is Michael really the complete player that he's been looking like on the Packers ever since Jerry Jones had that false narrative that he couldn't stop the run? So if the narrative turns out to be what Jerry turns it out to be over time, then it might be time to have a conversation about giving Jerry his flowers. But until then, I don't see it happening.
But see, even with that, I love siding with players in a lot of the situations just because I grew up with a lot of professional athletes and they tell me a lot about what goes on behind closed doors, and I like to just side with them off of the initial until I hear more information. At least the way it was publicized to the media and brought to us is that Micah was unhappy, the Cowboys was unhappy. And the result of that situation is Micah goes to a team where he can perform at a high level and contend for a playoff or a Super Bowl or a championship in the NFC. The Cowboys, in their eyes, that again they weren't happy with Micah, that they get to wash their hands with him and also get resources, as we said, on top of that while getting rid of him, freeing up cap space that you don't have to pay him and you can pay other people and you can bring more people in. Both parties, in a sense, in terms of their relationship, got what they wanted. Micah wanted his money, rightfully so. He's done produced what he's produced these last years ever since he's went into the NFL. Since he stepped foot on the Cowboys team, and credit to Dan Quinn, he has changed.
Shout out to Quinn. My fault. Go ahead.
Yeah. Shout out to Quinn, because literally the year before we had Micah, Kobe knows, the worst defense in Cowboys history, probably. You get Micah Parsons, your defense is one of the most electrifying defenses in the league at that moment, at that point. Obviously, as we went on to the point of the year with the Packers playoff, performance and all those things, it started to drop down in a way. He wanted to get what he was owed. Jerry felt like, that's a lot. I don't know if we can do that. Let's see if we can negotiate somewhere. Micah says, no, I want my money. He goes and gets his money. We go and get our resources that we felt like we can get up off of him. Both parties, to me, benefited. To me, I feel like that's a fair trade in a way.
I'll say this about the Cowboys, and it pains me to say this. The last 2 games I've watched of y'all look like a pretty good football team. And it's obviously a way different team than I watched in the beginning of the year. The game is one of the trenches. You added on defense probably the best interior lineman in all of football. The game's one in the trenches. Now, the whole defense looks better. You can't block Quinnen Williams 1-on-1. You can't. He's taking 2 regardless. That frees up everybody else around him to get better matchups, favorable matchups for your edges, the other tackles, whatever. You can create pressure. You can basically do anything you want. Now, y'all can play the zone or man, whatever case you want to be, because you can generate pressure. That's a big thing for y'all. The offense was never an issue this year. Y'all can score. We all know y'all can score. So, when we look at the Cowboys, it's never like, man, what is the offense going to do? It's always, what was that defense going to look like? Now y'all got Quinnen Williams. Y'all look a little better. Like you say, y'all need to add DBs. That's probably the weakest part of your entire defense. So
I feel as though your defense different.
When y'all do that, who knows how good of a football team y'all can be. But Jerry is going to be Jerry. And I don't know if you can trust him when it comes time to negotiate, because Jerry is going to pull his Jerry cards. He's done it in the 90s. He's done it now. Like, Jerry wants his way, and Jerry's going to do whatever he wants to get his way.
I don't know, Pops. Eventually he was going to, just due to the energy, and at Penn State we seen Micah pass rush at Penn State also, and I just feel like it was only a matter of time with them seeing it was just unfair to block him. I don't know, because he's not a good coverage linebacker in college.
I got a hot take about Micah being a pass rusher that I feel like a lot of people not gonna like. Personally, I felt like we should have never made him a full-time rusher, in my opinion.
You agree with that?
Mm-hmm. This is why I say this, and we literally have the spitting image in front of our face right now in a lot of ways. You don't tell Derwin James to stay in the back end of the defense. You move him around to wherever you see fit. Game to game, drive to drive, whatever the case may be. You don't tell Travis Hunter you can only run go balls or you can only play corner, because you can do both.
They might now.
They might now.
They might now.
They might now. But what we've seen him do in college, in flashes that we have seen, you have the ability to do it. Now, it's obviously person to person what fits that person best. We've seen Micah get moved around to do whatever he pleases to do on the defense, and it benefit our defense in so many ways. Personally, and I understand, he was there when this was going on while he was playing the combo of rushing and linebacker and those things. I would rather have Micah sitting in the middle of the defense reacting to a run that way than you putting him on one side of the line and telling him to stop the run from that point on the field. Because what is Micah? He's fast, he's tough, and he has decent enough football IQ to smell out plays. To me, this is going to seem real crazy when I say this. I look at it like Madden. Do I want my best player on the edge of the field where he could be in the middle of the field and do the same thing? Because, again, his rookie season, but he had 12 and a half sacks it was, rushing up a lot from the middle.
Well, I feel as though that's conversation with Micah is a lot different for like how y'all said interior pressure. That's why I say coaching matters so much, because for one, we're using Micah. I don't think y'all used him like that for 4 years, and he's only been with us for a season now.
Correct. Exactly. Correct.
Now, also, just like what Cole said, the D line, it was Micah, and then it was just everybody else like the help. With the Packers defensive line, right? For years, we have had a defensive end that us as Packers fans have been waiting to make that leap, and that's Rashawn Gary. He's never been able to make the leap due to how he was just not good enough to deal with double teams and etc. Micah comes over here. Rashawn Gary is gonna finish the league top 10 in sacks, just due to the fact of he's no longer the number one attention guy anymore. Our interior isn't as good as people think just because the numbers production wise says we're a top 5 run defense team. But when you have 2 elite guys on the edges that is collapsing the pocket the way that they are, and in the run scheme of things like containing things and etc., when you have linebackers behind them on the level of Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper, that allows them to focus more on the interior help than the outside. When you have both edge rushers that are also good run stoppers, and you need to support the interior a bit more. Just like the Cowboys right now with Quinnen and Kenny. Don't nobody need to help that duo in the interior when it comes to running the football. So the help got to come from the outsides now with the Cowboys. Everybody got to rally to the football, because you're not going to push Kenny and Quinnen both on the field at the same time. Like you said, Ty, it takes 2 guys to block Quinnen. It takes 2 guys to block Kenny too most of the time. So when you got those 2 guys right there, when you get guys to rally to the ball from the outsides, it kind of shuts down the run. So it's like, I feel as though you just give what you take from both sides. I feel as though when you got an edge rusher on Micah's level, you don't need that interior to be crazy if you got a good edge rusher on the other side also to balance it out. But if you're not going to have a good edge rusher on the opposite side, I feel as though you need somebody on that interior. And that's why it didn't work in Dallas.
What's your record right now?
Well, Packers?
Nah, Cowboys. I know y'all making the playoffs. I ain't talking about y'all.
6-5-1. 6-5-1.
Y'all making the playoffs?
Personally, I don't think we are.
I believe it or not, I have y'all making playoffs.
To me, I believe, and this is why I'm so upset that we lost to the Eagles. Game 1, a very winnable game, but drops happen. Everybody drops the ball. I'm not blaming CD, because it's a lot in that game that we could have did better to win that game. It's not just one person's fault, but we win that game.
Real coach talk right there.
If we win, yeah, I'm a coach. If y'all ain't know, I coach that. But if we win that game, we are threatening to take the division, because we sweep everybody. Sweep the Eagles. We sweeping the Giants. I don't care what they got going on over there. I'm not even worried about that team up in Washington right now. We sweep them. The division is ours. Straight like that. And that's
does that
why
mean
I'm
you
just
don't
so
be?
mad.
Does that mean you don't believe in the Eagles collapse?
Right now, I
it.
don't. Right now, I don't. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't believe that they're gonna win a Super Bowl this year, but I'm not saying that they're gonna fully collapse. And as much as y'all know, Kobe knows, as much as I hate as a fan giving Jalen Hurts his props and giving the Eagles props in general. This is a team that won a Super Bowl and has been to Super Bowls and that knows how to at least not say change their identity, but
handle it.
If it's one team that's gonna figure it out with the talent that they got, it's probably gonna be the Eagles because they have so much talent where it's kind of hard to say if they don't figure it out, they're not gonna be nothing. Because we just seen what they was doing offensively last year. Because if people don't know this too, or at least I feel like throw this out the window, Lane Johnson is still out. That is a intricate piece to their O-line. Everybody's saying, "Oh, the O-line sucks." Da, 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 da. Y'all best man is out right now.
When they said he was gonna miss 4 weeks. He got another 3 to go.
I'm gonna say they look the same with him.
And even at that, yes, they do look the same with him. Yes, but it's important to have that guy on the field because again, we're battling through adversity. When you have somebody who's been sitting behind Lane Johnson and hasn't been in the fire when that adversity hits, that moment of, oh, okay, like, what do we need to do to get right? That's not there no more. That voice is kind of muted a little bit. Not to say that he's not obviously in the locker room giving out, what he can to make sure that the Eagles team is going to get to where they want to get to. But I think it'll be different once they get closer to the playoffs and, once everybody's back healthy and stuff.
I don't know how you feel, Cole, about that. You can go ahead, Ty.
And I was going to say, like, what was it, 2-3 years ago? They had Brian Johnson as the OC, and they started like 10, what was it, 9-0, 10-0, 10-1, something like that, and then they fell off.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hey, you got a dip?
I can do like 10 more minutes. About 10.
All right, bet. Go ahead, Todd. Finish up.
All right, but I was just saying that year looked identical to this one. I think it's less about the talent and more about the coordinator and the scheme. It's a reason why AJ Brown every week is going out there saying he's going out there in the media and saying stuff directly and indirectly. And I'm not saying like wide receivers are diva regardless. I ain't forget him last year reading a book on the sideline and everybody made a big deal about that. I ain't forgot that.
That joke was funny.
But you can tell there's a drop-off in the offense compared to last year to this year. When they had a drop-off in offense like that, when Brian Johnson was the OC, they fired him after year 1. They're going to do the same thing again with Petula. They have no choice. Because at the end of the day, your star players, they're going to dictate something at least. And if your best wide receiver is telling you this shit is not working, at one point or another, you're going to have to listen. And if they do fall off, not say if they do, they will to a point. They'll make the playoffs. They might win a game, but they're not going nowhere. That's not their standard now. Like, their standard is Super Bowl or bust. And if we're not achieving that, we're failing our criteria. And he's failing the criteria right now. And, like, you can blame whoever. You can say Hurts not playing all that great or things that Saquon don't look like the same person, things like that. But it really comes back to who's calling the plays and what system we're running for them because the talent is there. You just don't go from 2,000 yards a year ago to Kenyon averaged 4 yards a carry when you get the ball this year. Like, I don't personally believe that's a talent drop-off. That is a coaching drop-off.
And I don't know because, like we said, it's two like Cole and Reese Cowboy fans. So I don't know how y'all feel about this situation, but I just had a conversation with a friend, and it's a very interesting hot take about the Eagles. Right? To me, the offensive coordinator, it may be so that he is the issue, but I don't believe he's as big of an issue as everybody's making him out to be. Reason I say that, I feel as though Hurts is a lot more responsible, but he's not the most responsible guy. The most responsible guy in the situation is Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is the most responsible guy, and I know nobody's probably never heard that before. Howie Roseman is the most responsible guy in this scenario. The reason Howie Roseman is the most responsible guy in this scenario, the Eagles have went to the Super Bowl twice. They just won. The offensive coordinator changes consistently, no matter what. Rather it be they get a promotion or they do bad. The offensive coordinators are changing. Now, Howie Roseman is just like the Ravens GM. What I mean by that, they're elite when it comes to recruitment. There's different kinds of GMs. So it's different kinds of GMs. Howie Roseman fits the elite recruiting GM standard. He isn't the type of GM personnel wise that you're gonna go and get a guy that finds the best coordinators. That's just not him. It's the reason why every draft you see Howie doesn't miss. He's that guy. Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback you almost have to cater to him a lot more than you should for a franchise quarterback. When they won the Super Bowl, they had the perfect fit. Now they don't have that fit. Howie Roseman is setting the coordinators up for failure, knowing what kind of quarterback he has. You have to have a specific offensive coordinator to deal with Jalen Hurts. You can't just give any offensive coordinator Jalen Hurts and say, yeah, this is what you have to deal with. This is what I'm giving you. Deal with it. Figure it out. That's not going to work. As an offensive coordinator, offensive coordinator have traits. Offensive coordinators aren't supposed to adjust their system to a quarterback. The quarterback's supposed to adjust to an offensive coordinator system. That's why it's the coordinator system. It's not the team system. It's the coordinator system. So Howie is the biggest guy in fault here in this scenario. Jalen Hurts is another big part. The coordinator, Howie knew what he was getting.
I hear you. I disagree because Howie's not the one hiring the coordinators. It's Nick Sirianni, which goes back to Nick Sirianni is actually the biggest problem. But Reese got a dip. Reese, last one. Prediction for tomorrow night Cowboys game. We usually do these at the end of the show, but you're not going to make it there. So go ahead. Yeah. Predictions for Cowboys game tomorrow night. Go ahead.
Give me, I really think the status of Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to tell me a lot more than what I need to know in terms of how this game is going to go. I think if Amon-Ra plays, obviously it'll be a very much closer game. Even at that, I may lean a little bit towards Detroit if Amon-Ra is playing. If he's not playing, I think we go in a landslide. We get them up out of there. I think their offense, obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gonna do what he do regardless of who's in the interior or not. But I kind of just went on a rant about it, is that our DBs is the weakest spot on our team. Amon-Ra is a piece that I feel like we don't have an answer for on defense. Both stadiums, what are we at home or we're away?
We're away.
I think we're away. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like if Amon-Ra plays, I may lean towards the Lions. If he doesn't play, give us by at least 2 possessions, I think it is.
What is it? His knee?
Ankle. They're saying it's a high ankle sprain.
He's not playing.
Yeah, he got rolled up when they had played this early.
Yeah, he's not playing. And I tell you what, that's the Lions getting you right there. They playing with you. And the only reason I'm saying that is because what you just said is what they're hoping that everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing. He's not playing on the ankle. He hasn't practiced. Right. He hasn't practiced all week. They're hoping that this is a all right. If we don't rule him out, like I wouldn't rule him out right now either. I wouldn't rule him out before. I would make him a game time decision. Mm-hmm. He just wouldn't play come game time. But
that's making y'all still practice and scheme for him. Just to be prepared.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now they cooking up some totally different whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he's not playing. My boy, truly appreciate you for pulling up, man.
Man, I appreciate being on here, man. I love talking
for
about
sure.
I know it was probably it wasn't that probably wasn't your plan for the night. I definitely hit you at like 6 o'clock. Like, yo, pull up.
Hey man, anytime I get on here and just talk ball with the guys, man, I don't care what it is. You know what I mean, bro? I make it work. You feel me? Syracuse done taught me anything. Is to be able to move your time around.
Hey,
oh my God, though.
Hey, I never understood availability is the best ability until I got to Syracuse, and all of a sudden, it was like, yeah, bro, you don't never know what's gonna happen with your day. You just gotta keep shaking.
Hey, something I've been living by so much. End of the day gotta end. The day
gotta end.
It's gonna end.
Hey, Pop said, make sure you bundle up, man.
Hey,
make sure you bundle up,
man. You know, I keep the little Eddie Bauer on me, man. I got
know it's cold up there.
Yeah.
Hey, know it's cold up there. That joint get treacherous. That joint get treacherous, boy.
It probably ain't as bad as it was last year. It's still crazy up there, but
no, because they got something crazy. Remember, we got a little bit at the end of November last year. But it didn't get crazy till like mid to late December for us, for real. It didn't get crazy. We was getting some little no, they got something crazy this past week.
We done got a foot of snow. We had a snowstorm. We got a foot of snow. It's below 20s. It's actually
I knew that was
coming.
That was.
We got out there last year. They talking about something. Oh, it ain't snow that bad.
You see that Thursday?
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's about right. Get that out there for sure.
Right. Down to 5.
That's about right.
Definitely bundle up, bro.
That's about right. And the one that got me, they don't care. They don't care. Like nothing stops. Nothing stops. I remember the first time I seen a snowstorm up there. I said, "Yeah, surely y'all about to cancel the game, right?" Mike was like, "Nah, go to work." Mike was like, "What are you talking about, bro? Go to work." What?
That's normal over there.
Yeah, he was like, "Bro, we don't cancel nothing." He was like, "I promise you, the roads is clear, bro. Go ahead, you good."
I will say that the roads stay clear.
That's what really makes it like. Oh, it's not that bad because the roads like down here, everybody know that. Hey, man, we get some snow. You can go ahead and cancel whatever plan you had.
Roads, only thing that be stopping everything. Roads clear, ain't no excuse to not be out.
Yeah, but up there, no, the roads like they paying like $50 an hour up there to clear roads. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'll be out there clearing roads.
Might get a job. They clearing.
But you gotta work the overnight shift. That's what it is. Yeah, it's like 25-30 for the like daytime joint. But after midnight, I believe it is, it jump up to like 50. They pay you like time and a half.
Pay for them conditions.
Man, with them, man.
They gotta pay you to roll out the bed. You know what I'm saying?
He said, where them applications at?
I turned some gun on and just plowing snow.
Just start plowing.
I don't even care.
Hey, nah, for sure. I definitely appreciate you for pulling up, my boy.
For sure, man. Hopefully I can make another appearance, man. You know,
I'm gonna have you and Mike come on the same day. I texted Mike too. I'm gonna have him one of these days, man. Tell him I said what's up.
For sure.
Have you met him?
I haven't met him in person, but like me and him texting, like we'll talk through that. But
I used to talk to him every day. I've never met him still never.
Never met him.
Get you a sunlight so you can see the sun. Yeah, because ain't no sun up there.
Yeah, I keep me some orange juice in here. I got the little emergency packets.
Yeah,
I do bananas. Make sure I get certain vitamins because again, sun don't come out here.
That's just we went what it was. Ty was like 28, 29 consecutive weekends without sun.
Yeah, bro, it was some OD number, bro. I was like. Sun don't even exist out there at this time of year, bro. Don't even.
And then don't let you. Oh, are you taking Ty? What was our class, bro? 6 o'clock joint. 6 o'clock.
No, not you talking about Morning on the Hill?
No. 6 p.m. No.
6 p.m.
Ethics? No, sir. Ethics. Are you taking ethics?
Yeah, I took ethics.
You're taking it right now? with Dunbar?
Yeah. Today was our last class, but I didn't go because I was at the game.
Oh, did you?
I turned in my paper though.
The Kobe Bryant joint was crazy.
The Kobe Bryant joint was crazy. Yeah.
That joint hurt your heart, didn't it? That joint hurt your heart a little bit, right?
So now I already knew about that. I watched Family Guy, so I've been knew about the allegations and stuff.
What was the other one?
Well, not the allegations. What
Yeah, one about Ben Roethlisberger too.
The Ben Roethlisberger one was crazy.
That one. He didn't say who it was. I said that sounds like Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, that was Ben. The what was the last one that got me? Oh, Ty, remember it was me, right? It was me at war with the whole class about the cleaning record one. The cleaning record one.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
The cleaning record one.
Hey, we're gonna have a we gonna have a conversation.
We're gonna talk about. Yeah.
Now, we can definitely do that. We can definitely do that one day.
For sure. I'm gonna get at you though, bro. Appreciate you.
Sure.
All right, bro. Be easy.
All right,
bro. Stay safe.
All right, let's finish up, man. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We are an hour and 50 in. I know it's late on a Wednesday night, but I surely do appreciate y'all coming through, man. You know, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, all that. Send it to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama, all that good stuff. I'm gonna get to you Friday. I'm gonna get to Detroit Green Bay Friday because I don't feel like it was good, but
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Ty, I'm gonna let you rock out, man. Y'all lost, but y'all fought. What you got?
Russ, I just think that's what we wanted to see, though. Like at this point, it ain't about wins per se because we're out of the playoff contention, but it's about playing with heart. Like we watched them for a straight month get belt for a straight month. For a straight month, straight belt by everybody. It didn't matter who stepped on the field. But we still wanting to win. Like we would like wins, but obviously not. But at that point, Jalen Daniels will be back. So like the team will play.
Are y'all gonna play him?
That would be crazy.
Y'all are gonna play. Y'all are ridiculous.
More than likely, he's not clear yet. He's not clear for contact yet, so he probably
y'all play him. Y'all are a ridiculous.
With the way the season is going, there's no point to play him at that point. Just try to get the best draft capital possible.
The fan base. I've been on Twitter. The fan base argue about that all the time. Like some of them, like it's stupid to bring him out on the field. Other people are like, he's a professional football player. You can't baby him all the time. I see both sides to it.
But he had too many injuries this season. Where it's just like, bro, like just let him get healthy.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. I personally don't care for which way they roll. If they don't play him, cool, because that means we're gonna get a high draft pick. They play him cool. We're still gonna get a high draft pick, but if they want him to get the reps and all that kind of stuff because he's young, whatever, do what you want to do, but protect him. That's all I ask. Protect him. But the only thing I'll say about the team, the biggest problem I have is Dan Quinn. Not because I think he should be fired or anything like that, but I watched the defense under him for 2 weeks, and it's the best thing I've seen in 2 years under Joe Witt. So my whole thing is, I know Witt is his boy, but why do we wait so long? And I know he was saying that he don't necessarily like calling plays at this point in his coaching career, which is I understand. I understand.
Coach now, bro.
Right, I get it, but the team, I feel like he knew the team needed him, and we needed him before 2 weeks ago or 2 games ago. Like at the same time, I understand like with his boy, and you want your boy to figure it out. Like you don't want to fire your man. Like I give you a job, or you know what I'm saying, you give me a job, you don't be like, man, figure that shit out before I make some drastic decisions. Like I'm gonna give you time to figure it out. So I understood. But it hurt the season. But I think we need it this year. Like last year, I ain't gonna call it a fluke, but
it was a fluke, bro. It was a fluke.
Yeah, it was, bro.
I'm not. Be honest with yourself, bro. Be honest.
I'm not calling it a fluke though. I'll say this. I didn't expect them to do what they did last year.
It was a fluke. It was a fluke, bro.
It's okay.
It always goes the same way, bro. I say it all the time. Our rookie quarterback, defensive coordinators don't know what they're seeing. So it was a fluke. The next go around is different.
Maybe. We need it this year, though.
Schedule in the league. Y'all had a 25-year-old rookie quarterback. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? like that man literally has played a top 5 most college football games ever
for sure.
In his career. Like
that's why
he was ready. He was ready, and that's no knock on him.
I was about to say, Cole, they normally don't be ready. Those guys in that conversation, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. No. That usually that's a horrible thing. He was ready. Y'all had new life with a new head coach. There was a great pickup
new life with the quarterback and coach.
Yeah, it was a great pickup in Cliff Kingsbury, which was a perfect marriage with him and Jaden. Y'all did a lot of great things. I'm not saying it was a fluke from that standpoint, from an organizational.
I get what you're saying. Like this year should have been last year. You know what I'm saying? So we needed this year so they could really assess like the problems with the roster because we got a lot of them. So this year allows them to look and be like, okay, we know we can't have these certain players in the team next year, or they can't play this many amount of snaps. So we can improve. I don't know what we're going to look like next year. I really don't. But I think there's some things to like from what you saw versus the Broncos. With Marcus Mariota, the backup, you know what I'm saying? You saw Terry McLaurin finally get healthy. You see what Terry can do when he's on the field. We know we need to add another weapon, another outside receiver. They have some things to figure out.
People were frying you on Instagram and TikTok. You said you went out there and said Terry cooked PS2. They was like, he indeed did not cook PS2.
Yeah, bro. I told you the same thing.
You gassed it a little bit. You gassed it a little bit. But I get it though. Listen, people don't understand, bro. When you got to make content, you got to make content. You
know what I'm saying? But the same thing. I told him on TikTok too. He didn't necessarily cook him, but he had his hands full all night. Like they were going back and forth, and Terry was beating him on occasions. But at the end, I'm cool with like where we at now. My biggest hope for them is to get a top draft pick so we can get one of those edges. I need Ruben Bain or I need Reese from Ohio State. I need them bad. One of the two. I need one of the two. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get high enough to get either one.
I don't think Reese in the fray. He might be.
It depends on how many. It depends on everybody else. It depends on what we do the rest of the year, and it depends on everybody else. I doubt we'll be able to get Reese.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. Hey, listen.
I don't think Reese fits well. I don't think Reese fits.
I think he's gonna be a very, very good player. But boy, I tell you, there's something about these one-hit wonders. They get to the league, and you be like,
Cole, relax.
I'm just saying. Now it's different when you're at Ohio State and you have to sit behind a lot of good guys, which means that sometimes you really only need 1 year to show. You know what I'm saying? Like this was my year. I took my year. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, on the defensive side, we've seen a lot of these guys that for 1 year they turn up and they turn up in a really good system. Listen, Sonny Styles is still on the field. Like we have an elite defense built around Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese is gaining a lot from an elite defense. Caleb Downs is on the back end. We got great corners on the outside. I'm not saying that he won't be very good. What I'm saying is you might find yourself in a situation where you take him top 3 and you don't like the production that top 3 gives you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a first round pick. I think he's a first round pick. I think he's a very good player. And I wouldn't be mad if my Cowboys was able to get a shot at him. I know we won't, but all I'm saying is when you take a player top 3, you better be damn sure that he's actually top 3.
For sure. I get what you're saying. I would say this. I like Reese because I feel like the potential in a few years from what I can get from him is going to be like crazy.
The ceiling's insane.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Sure. But like, if I'm looking for more of like a right now ready, I need him on the field week 1 for us. I want Ruben Bain. Genuinely, I would like him because I know I can line him up on different places on the interior line. He can rush from the D line spot. He can rush from the edge spot. He gives us a little bit of versatility. He's gonna be one of the. I ain't gonna lie. He's gonna be one of them great pass rushers in the league. So we gonna see. But I say right now we 3-9. I ain't like this season was cooked the moment JD dislocated his elbow. In all honesty, the season was cooked when they let George Pickens and Dak throw. They let y'all score. What was it? A touchdown in like 12 seconds before half, whatever it was. When we played y'all, the season was cooked right at that moment. So we cool right now. Like
I don't know.
That was when it was cooked.
It was way before that.
It was cooked there.
It was
before that.
Nonetheless,
if y'all having that, it's different.
And,
I hope y'all got the same.
If we was healthy when we played Miami, the season would still be viable.
So are y'all looking for you think y'all looking for DBs in this draft?
I honestly don't know.
It's different.
I feel
as though it's gonna be like that with the Cowboys.
Because I can't judge the DBs right now because Witt's system didn't allow any of them to succeed.
You got to get Lattimore out of there though.
He's gone. He's gone regardless. He's gone regardless.
Because if y'all looking for it, just like the Cowboys, like I feel as though the Cowboys are front runner. Caleb Downs is awkwardly a little bit lower in the mock draft than I anticipated.
He's a safety. They don't really know how to grade safeties. Like Kyle Hamilton, when he was coming out, he went mid first round, and you see what he's doing in the Ravens.
Caleb Downs might be the best defensive player in the entire draft.
I wouldn't be. I think there's a real argument for that. It's just he plays safety, and people don't know how to grade safeties when they come out because what they do in college might not necessarily match what they have him do in the league. Like
absolutely.
So it's hard, but I definitely like Caleb Downs. If both of the edge rushers are going, we need a safety. I would take Caleb Downs, but they got some things to figure out. The one thing I will say, we're gonna have to replace Bobby. Can't be on my team next year. If he on the team, he can't be playing 100% of the snaps. He can't be playing 100% of the snaps. I can't take it. Jordan McGee.
Y'all a little too old.
For sure. They ain't a little too old. They way too old.
That's why I'm a little scared about your offense. Zach Ertz, he can still produce, but it's not too much more you're going to get out of it.
Zach Ertz balling. Zach
Ertz he's balling to an elite level, but I'm saying the only like concern is it ain't gonna be too much longer. Mother Nature they got it when it comes to the age.
But they got 3 tight ends sitting behind them. That's gonna be good.
He a safety blanket at this point. Like he's reliable for our quarterbacks. But
he's been that his whole career.
He hitting that Jason Witten career. Yeah.
I'm not surprised about how everything going.
I need somebody a little bit more explosive after the catch. Like our offense, outside of Terry McLaurin and like Debo occasionally
every week. Hypothetically, if I were to be a betting man, hypothetically, he's printing money for me every week.
Well, Ty, your whole plan, y'all went and got a guy for that. Debo. It's just it's not working out and turning out how y'all anticipated.
But that's not Debo's fault though. That's not even Debo's fault.
Debo he had the toe injury early in the year, so he wasn't really 100%. And then it was really supposed to be Terry, Noah, and Debo. And for like 6 weeks, it was just Debo. I can't really expect him to do too much. Debo and Chris Moore, we was doing Robbie Chosen. Like the receivers we were putting out on the field with Debo, bro. I was like, I can't really say too much because like,
wait. I asked you this a long time ago. Quickly, because we got to do our predictions and get out of here. I asked you this a long time ago. I gotta ask you again. Should y'all have kept B-Rob for one more year?
I honestly, at this point, I don't see the purpose. I don't think, especially the way the season went now, I feel like it worked out for both parties. He in a better situation, like a winning situation, and he's behind one of the best backs in the league. You get to learn, and then you get to stay fresh. And for us, we kind of needed a different feel. I feel like in theory, they wanted to get more explosive.
I know why they did it.
We just literally didn't get more explosive, but that's why I need them to truly consider adding a tight end. Like the young guys is cool, but they won't play them so we can find out what they can do in the passing game. But
you cool with your running back room?
I mean, they're serviceable. All of them, they play a role to the offense. It depends. I honestly think it depends on what Chris Rodriguez do for the rest of the year. If he can show himself to be a true productive one, I think they'll roll with him, McNichols, and Bill again next year. Eckler, he's still up in the air. If Cliff stays, I think Eckler will be back. But if Cliff decides to take a job somewhere, I don't think he will this year at least. Eckler's gone. He might be gone anyway because he owe and Achilles.
What about y'all other back?
Bill?
I I forget his name, but he had like those 2 games where he went crazy. And
you talking about Bill? I know you're talking about Bill. He felt. I don't want to use the words he fell off, but like it was for a month, and at the same time we just couldn't run the football, so they had to go to other people. And
if y'all was healthy the whole year, Bill would have been very productive. But
that's
backs like that. Like also, you really need Chris Rodriguez to be. But this is why I also think y'all should have kept B-Rob, because with a running back that's as explosive as Bill, and I know everybody can't make it happen. But the Lions have the blueprint for how you should treat a young running back. When you get a Jahmyr Gibbs type running back, and I ain't saying that Bill's going to turn into Jahmyr Gibbs, but when you get one of those shifty young running backs who need time to really turn into a one, you need your one still around. That's going to be your cruiser. That's going to be your, you know what I'm saying? Like, they needed David Montgomery, and obviously they don't quite need him as much now. And Jahmyr has turned in kind of a. By next year, Jahmyr will be the every down back. I think David Montgomery is still your short yardage back right now, and maybe they keep David Montgomery as their short yardage back just to keep the wear and tear off Jahmyr Gibbs. But Bill is in that situation where he needs a David Montgomery in his life to help him out, and I mean a productive David Montgomery. If Chris Rodriguez can be that, cool, but I don't know that he can.
I don't know.
I'm not expecting. I feel as though you can't bet. You can't, as an organization, you can't bet on Chris Rodriguez to be that guy right now.
Yeah. I told them I don't think I posted on IG, but on TikTok or whatever, I posted when Rodriguez against the Dolphins, because that's probably his best game with us, especially like the last 2 years. I was like, I don't personally believe he's the answer to the running back position, but you give credit where it's due. Like, he had a good game. I'm going to say he had a good game. But I think they do. I think they're in a position to add a running back, but I really do believe it depends on how he finishes the rest of the season out. We're going to see, though, but there's a lot of questions to be answered around our roster that they're going to have to figure out if they want to truly compete next year. Because when you look in our division, ain't nobody worried about the Giants, but like when you look at the Eagles are still the Eagles. And the last 2 weeks of the Cowboys, they're eye-opening. Like, you see what they can be or potentially can be next year. This year, the rest of the year, but next year. So it's like, they got a lot of questions to figure out if they truly want to compete in the division, because ain't nobody falling off no time soon. Like, the teams you competing against, they going to be around. The Cowboys won't be going anywhere.
Yeah, we going to be around.
The Eagles ain't going nowhere. So it's like, we going to have to improve, but we going to see, though.
For sure. All right. We really about to we moving. We about to get out of here, y'all. I appreciate it. Pop, I know you got to go to work in the morning. You probably tired. You probably
ain't the only one. It's like
he probably didn't fell asleep watching the stream.
He ain't commented in a minute.
Hey. He ain't commented. It's been it was only 6 minutes ago. He probably still up. All right, bet. Let's do these predictions so we can get out of here, man. Dallas at Detroit. Who y'all got? B.
I'm gonna go. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with Dallas. I'm gonna have to go with Dallas for the simple fact that I feel as though too many teams have given everyone the blueprint on Detroit. And with the addition of Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark together, I feel as though that blueprint is the perfect setup for the Cowboys to beat them. Stop the run, slow down Jahmyr Gibbs and them. And when you make them pass the ball, especially since y'all have weak DBs, blitz Jared Goff all night. You speed Jared Goff up, the game changes.
For sure. Ty?
Yeah. Sadly, I think against my better judgment, I'm going to pick the Cowboys. From what I've seen from y'all the last 2 weeks and what I've seen from the Lions the last 2 weeks, y'all clearly look better. The only thing, though, I feel like y'all a way better team at home than on the road. So that's my biggest question.
It makes a difference this week. I don't.
maybe not, but we're gonna
only
find out.
and not because I think that we just have figured out all of our on the road issues. Playing in a dome, playing on turf is just like being at home for us. I don't think.
Fair.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, this is good. This the closest to a home game they're gonna get.
Yeah, for the rest of the season. If it was Detroit at night on a Thursday night, it might be ugly, but they're not at night, but outside at night on a Thursday night, it might get ugly. But in the dome, I'll be all right. Yeah, give me Dallas. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made a video about it. I'll tell y'all, I'm a little bit nervous. Nervous because you know when you hooping and you hot, then you show up to the gym the next day, and it's like, yeah, like I can't make a shot no more. I
can't make regular stuff. It just want to change that much.
I had a day where I was out my body, and now I can't hit nothing.
Let me answer this real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe I did pick KC to beat y'all. Definitely was wrong on that. Do I believe in y'all or do I believe in Kansas City? If we talking about Kansas City, I definitely texted a group chat out there and said I'm 100% worried about them. Like I can't hide it no more. I'm definitely worried about Kansas City. They're not where I guess they're not where I thought they would be at this point in time. Like struggling is cool. But like it's the Chiefs. I guess a part of me felt like they'll get it together. And I just don't think right now they have the pieces and the camaraderie to get it together. And it's on both sides of the football. I don't think it's single-handedly one side of football. I think it's collectively the team. And I don't know, but losing that game last week, in my opinion, hurts their chances to make the playoffs. And at this point, I really don't know if they can do it. So, yeah, they're in trouble.
I'm so worried about them now. I'm to the point where even if they do make it, I don't know what they're going to do if they get there. They might be a waste of a bid. Anyways, like I was saying, I am a little bit nervous about my Cowboys. I do have us winning. I'm a little bit nervous. You ever heard somebody say, "Oh, I got to keep moving because if I sit down, I'm going to fall asleep." That's how I have a feeling this could shift away from us. Not away, like I think we still win in the end, but if we have a slow start, it can get a little ugly at first. I think we still win in the end though. Not having Amon-Ra, I think slows them down just a little bit as well. So I think we still win. But if they had Amon-Ra and we had a slow start, that's where it would get ugly. I think we can have a slow start because when you play 3 games in 10 days and you play an emotional 3 games in 10 days, how we did, you just kind of keep carrying the momentum over and over and over and over. And now you'd have had a little bit of a break. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I'm definitely glad it's not Sunday. If we was playing on Sunday, I'd be sweating. Only a week. I think we'll be okay. It feels to me like they might have sat down and they you know what I'm saying? I just hope that we still amped up and ready to play the same emotional football that we've been playing, you know what I'm saying, the past 3 games. Because 3 games in 10 days is a lot. And when you play them with that much emotion, you know what I'm saying? Like that takes a toll. So
I feel like that game is yours. I feel like that game is yours as long as y'all don't allow y'all don't allow the big play. The only way they've been that game is J-Mo and Gibbs big plays.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Listen, we didn't see. So now we know that our interior is proven to be, I would say, elite at this point. I think our interior is elite at this point. We ain't had nobody really test the perimeter the way Jahmyr Gibbs is about to test the perimeter.
That's the sweet spot. I don't know if you watched him against us this week, but every single run that was an inside run, it was nothing. And he did break off an 18-yard run. Like we're known to contain him, so nobody else can expect that. But even his outside runs is like he make a lot of misses, and it's like it take a lot. So definitely got to get tested.
been playing in the playoffs for the last 3 weeks, and they aren't ready to take their ball and go home. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're ready to go home either. I just think, you know what I'm saying? I just think I just wouldn't be surprised at a slow start. Like I said, I think we still win regardless, just because they don't have all of their pieces. But I am excited to see that test. Jahmyr Gibbs testing the perimeter is going to be very interesting, to say the least.
Sometimes they just take only one of those games, and like I said earlier, I feel as though that one game happened a few weeks ago. I feel like y'all gonna make it. I really feel like y'all went out, so I feel like Quinnen was that piece that y'all needed, and it just brought energy. It just brought energy to both sides. It brought energy to the offense too, as far as having some trust in the defense.
For sure. Anyways, let's move. Seattle at Atlanta. Who you got? Ty?
Seattle and Atlanta?
Yeah. At Atlanta.
Yeah. Seattle.
B?
Give me Seattle.
Yeah, give me Seattle. Cincinnati at Buffalo. Oh, I like that. B?
Give me Cincy.
Ty?
I'm gonna take Buffalo.
Give me Cincinnati. Tennessee at Cleveland. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Unfortunately, I think we all know how this is gonna go. Give me Cleveland, and I feel as though the matchup is going to be ruined due to the fact that one guy is going to be seeing a bottom tier league defense, and the other seeing arguably the best one.
Tom?
Give me the Browns, but you know what I'm saying? I'm
my AP. Perfect time, man.
I just need Shedeur to go up there and ball, bro. Too many people trying to hold him back, head coach included. Go there.
I'm so glad you did say that too, Ty. It reminded me of this tweet I saw about, because we all know the Titans is a bottom tier defense, right? I saw they said that this week the Browns are unleashing Shedeur. Like they're giving him the green light. You know, as we see, he only has like 45 attempts over the first 2 games. They're allowing him to sling the rock to test what they had this week. That's rumors from the source. I'm not the source on Twitter, X. But they said they're unlocking him this week, though. We'll see how that goes.
Am I lagging, or is y'all? It's me?
Probably. I don't know. You're not lagging over here.
For sure. All right, we just gonna move like it's not happening. Washington at Minnesota. Ty?
Give me us. Minnesota quarterback play is terrible. I generally.
Oh, my fault.
I was just saying they had a decent quarterback playing for Minnesota. I would pick them, but McCarthy, Rosmer, it don't matter which one they draw out there. It ain't that QB play out there is horrendous. Give me us.
B.
Unfortunately, give me Minnesota.
Hey, for my tanking purposes, maybe you're right.
Give me Marcus Mariota. Yeah, give me Marcus Mariota. Miami at New York, the Jets.
I'm gonna still go Miami, but the Jets do got a real good chance to win that game, in my opinion. Now,
B.
Give me Miami. I feel like A-Chain continues the hot streak, proving everybody that he's a top running back in the league. Finally gets his credit.
Okay. Yeah, give me Miami. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Ty?
Give me the Bucks.
Give me Tampa.
Give me Tampa. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. B.
I'm gonna go with Indianapolis on that one.
Tom?
I have the Jaguars.
Give me Jacksonville. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Ty.
Give me Baltimore.
Is Aaron out?
Nah, I think he playing. My boy, that's crazy though. My boy just.
He said he out.
I think he playing. Or that's a good question. He did. He got hurt and came back in the game.
He got hurt, but I don't remember if he came back in the game.
He came back according to one of my homeboys or whatever. But
I'll take Baltimore. If they're in Baltimore, I'll take Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take Baltimore. My boy had the games pulled up. I'm lacking now. I gotta get to the games.
Gotta have it on standby.
Oh, is he back?
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Just on the phone. What was the last one? Pittsburgh at Baltimore, just so I can hear it. I'm sorry.
We both said we're gonna go with Baltimore home game.
Give me Pittsburgh. Denver at Vegas. Denver at Vegas.
Denver.
Give me Denver.
Yeah, give me Denver. Chicago at Green Bay. Ty.
Give me Green Bay. Give me Green Bay.
Smart man. Give me, you know, we're going with Green Bay. Bears is frauds. They're going to face a good team finally. Take them off their pedestal that everybody got them so high on. Don't be nasty, Cole. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had to think about it a little bit too, though.
I don't like that.
It's less about y'all, more about them, bro.
That's the problem. Don't be nasty.
It's. I'm gonna take Green Bay because you're at home. That's all I got. I'm gonna take Green Bay because y'all at home.
So that means you got Chicago a second time.
If y'all was at Soldier, I would take Chicago. I would take Chicago.
I see people memories with this matchup. It's just too far gone.
No,
some things never change.
Not quite. I'm invested to see how good this team really is. And I don't want them to win, but them beating other good teams is hilarious to me because people was really frying us in week 3 when they put belt to ass on the Cowboys.
Because if they beat us at that point, you have to say so because we've played numerous teams, whether we won or lost, like the Eagles, where we've already proven who we are as a defense, as a team entirely. The Bears, they haven't really played anybody, and I believe before last week, they were the worst team. They were the worst 8-3 team in history. They had a negative point differential at 8-3.
They did. I'm still trying to. The verdict is still out. I need to see it. LA at Arizona.
LA Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. I don't think Brissett got enough for the defense.
Well, so you gonna pick the Cardinals? You thinking about it?
I need them. I need them. I need them. I need them to win.
So is your heart and your mind prediction the same or are they different?
No, they're different. I just need Arizona to win. Actually, do I? I don't know. That might be because they beat us.
I don't think so. But I think it's tough because honestly, I will say
I don't think it matters honestly because LA's so far ahead at this point. Yeah, it don't even matter, right?
Yeah, the one seed is literally going to come down to them, and if the Bears win this week, they would have an argument. But it's looking like the Rams secured that first seed.
Yeah, give me LA. It don't matter. Houston at Kansas City. Ooh-wee.
Give me Kansas City. Even if they don't make the playoffs, I feel like it's going to be missing by a game. I feel like.
Ty?
Give me Houston, bro. They at home. Kansas City at home. I feel like they should win. They need to win, but like they needed to win the last 2 weeks.
At Arrowhead versus the CJ I've been seeing all season. I like
more about that. Do I think Do I think the Texans defense can hold Mahomes better than the Chiefs defense can hold CJ Stroud? I think that's what it really comes down to for me. And I'm gonna put my trust in that Texans defense right now.
Is that really a debatable conversation though? Of can the can the Texans stop Mahomes more than the Chiefs defense can stop CJ?
For me right now, yeah. Because I don't think
with how we've seen CJ look before he got hurt.
He ain't been playing well. He has not been playing well, and no means. I'm not saying they can't, but it's I don't know. I just don't know. It's something I can't put my finger on it quite yet for the Chiefs. There's something there, and I just can't. It's hard right now, but they should win this game, and for their playoff hopes, they better. But I gotta pick against them until they show me I can pick them again.
They need a lot of help. The Chiefs needed the Commanders the other night. That's all I'll say. The Chiefs needed the Commanders bad. The Chiefs needed the Commanders bad.
For sure. I know they were tight after that 2-point conversion because that nigga was wide open.
Mariota could have threw that. Mariota could have
potty mouth. But
Mariota could have threw that to the moon.
He was wide open, crazy. But
what you got, Cole?
Give me Houston. Give me Houston. Give me Houston. I seen CJ go out there against the Indianapolis Colts defense that we all think is pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. And he had 276 in his first game back. No tuds, interception. He goes and gets a tud this week.
Do we feel as though that injury was an injury CJ needed? A break?
Last week I said they should have stuck with Davis Mills.
Some guys you just can't keep on the bench.
Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. My fault, CJ. That was insane.
Mills is crazy though.
He got to win managing the game. He got to win managing the game.
Yeah,
that's fair.
They felt as though that would be better than what CJ showed prior, turning the ball over and not being able to move the football.
I feel you.
Last one, Eagles Chargers Monday night.
Who's on?
Eagles
Chargers.
At the Chargers, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Eagles because I don't know if Herbert had that surgery on his non-throwing hand. I think he probably plays, but I don't know how I feel about that right now. So I'm gonna have to pick the Eagles against my better judgment, at least.
B.
I'm going with the Chargers, man. I think Herbert plays. When it comes to quarterback, non-throwing hand injuries, they play through him a lot. I think he plays. I don't think it affects him too much. I think that Eagles downfall has came just like a few seasons ago when they won 10 games and they proceeded to lose 6 out of 7. I think the downfall is game. I'm going with the Chargers.
They winning out. Is he talking about the Eagles?
No, he's talking about Kansas City.
Oh. Whew.
We thought that a few weeks ago.
Anyways. Give me Sunshine. Post-surgery. Ready to ball. Give me Sunshine. Going with the Chargers. I think more, as concerned as I am about the Eagles offense, the Eagles defense is a concern too. And I feel like because the offense is so bad, people aren't talking about how much of a downfall and how much of them boys just really fell off a cliff.
They show flashes. It's either all at the top or giving up everything.
And I think AJ was on the money when he said it. He said, "Bro, that defense can only bail us out for so long."
When you play good football teams, it's only going to last but so much. You got to fight back.
And they played and opposite of what you want, they played their best football at the beginning of the season. And now they're not playing very good football. So give me that Chargers team.
That's going to continue. That's going to continue to happen. I don't know if you realized, because the Eagles are in your division, but I was just having a conversation earlier, and Jalen Hurts' numbers without looking at everything else seems to look like it's with everybody else. because he's been having to put up a lot of meaningless stats as of late.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's through for, I believe he's only through for 250 plus 4 times. 3 of them have been in losses.
Yeah.
So it's like, what he doesn't put up numbers and make the defense have a comfortable lead as far as passing the football when they win games.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So give me the Chargers. I'm looking at the title of this episode and I'm realizing we never talked Chris Paul. And that's
I've glanced up to it a few times and I was just like, dang, we ain't talking about Chris.
It's not
that's going to be another day.
That's a Friday topic first thing off the book.
Yeah, because we usually go college football on Friday, but we had Reese today, man. So
I feel like that definitely would. I feel like Chris Paul definitely could wait. I feel like that definitely was needed about Syracuse with how everything been going on.
Yeah. We definitely needed that.
We'll get to Chris for sure. His situation ain't changing per se. We know.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna change. So it'll still be relevant come Friday. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. Show love. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama. It's the guys. It's Ty, B, me. We'll be back Friday. Maybe P and Rye will be back. I don't know. We'll see. But appreciate y'all for rocking with us.